to a club record 7 straight wins. The Winnipeg Jets have a winning percentage of .889 in this month, better than Philadelphia, Calgary, and the Quebec Nordiques. Tonight, the Jets drive for second place, meeting Vancouver. Here's how the race for second place in the Smythe division looks after Calgary's loss to Chicago last night. Winnipeg's lead is 4 points. The Flames retain 1 game in hand. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Hodge. We're pleased that this coast-to-coast presentation from Winnipeg coincides with the Jets' 7-game winning streak, a club record. We have this chance to tell the story of the Jets' success in 1984-85. As successful as the Jets have been, they have not yet ordered a close-up look at the Stanley Cup. No, this is the Avco World Trophy, emblematic of supremacy in the old World Hockey Association, and a lasting symbol of the Jets' previous success. They won 3 of these Avco Cups in their WHA days. The third, ironically perhaps, came against the Edmonton Oilers in the WHA final of 1979. Hockey was big in Winnipeg then. It's just as big now as the Jets rise to prominence. In 1979, the Jets joined the NHL along with 3 other teams from the WHA. They did not have immediate success, anything but. In their second season, they experienced an horrendous 3-month period in which they went 30 games without a victory, a record of futility that still shows up in the NHL record book. But now the Jets are 3rd in NHL scoring, led by Dale Hawerchuk. Paul McLean is nearing the 40 mark, and there are 3 players right at 30, Thomas Steen and Laurie Boschman, as well as Doug Smale. And the next goal for winger Brian Mullen will put him at 30, and the Jets will have 6 30-goal scorers and will tie an NHL record. A word about tonight's visitors, the Vancouver Canucks. They're enjoying their role as spoilers as much as a team can or should enjoy that role. On this road trip, they've already beaten the Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils, and they'd like to do the same tonight to the Jets. For more on tonight's telecast at Hockey Night in Canada Control in Toronto, here's Brian McFarland.
This week in the NHL, hockey loses a controversial character. Eddie Shore dies at age 82. The Buffalo Sabres lose one of their star players. Dave Andreychuk tumbles down some stairs, breaks a collarbone, and they'll miss him in the run to the playoffs. And the Philadelphia Flyers threaten to take over first place overall as they win their 9th straight hockey game. These and other stories on This Week in the NHL, along with the World Hockey Report with George Gross, coming up in our first intermission. Hockey Night in Canada on CBC returns in just a moment.
Referee Bob Myers, who's been in the league for 16 years, and he's the man in charge tonight. The linesmen are Wayne Forsey, 5th year in the league, and Randy Mitten, his 10th NHL season, as Bob Myers will get things underway here. The starting goaltenders, well, Richard Brodeur in the nets for the Canucks. He's 32 years old, and he's a fine goaltender. His goals against average is a little misleading because many nights he faces an awful lot of shots. And one of the fine young goaltenders in the game, 24-year-old Brian Hayward. And he's having an excellent year with his 30 victories and his 3.84 goals against average.
And when I had talked to John Ferguson, I said, what is the real key to the turnaround of your hockey club? And he pointed right at the individual, Hayward. He said he's made so many great saves for us that when the team needed a lift, Hayward would make that excellent save to get the guys going again. But, you know, looking at the Winnipeg Jets, the strength is certainly in their balanced scoring, and also the 3 centermen they have, all over 30 goals, and we'll talk about them as the game goes on, but Hawerchuk, Boschman, and Steen are the scorers and also the playmakers, and Boschman starts it off for the Jets at center.
Boschman and Curtin, the 2 number 16, starting the opening face-off. Smale, number 9 on left wing. Nill, number 17 on right wing for Winnipeg as the puck is shot in the Vancouver zone. That's Doug Howard going to it. Smale is a very fast skater, gets to it along the boards. Howard gets it out to center ice with the help of Stan Smeel. Smeel, number 12 on right wing. And Petri Skriko, a rookie from Finland, at number 26, is the starting left winger for the Canucks. As it's Nill out of the corner. Jim Nill from back of Brodeur. The centering pass for Smale is tipped away, and Garth Butcher goes after the puck but is knocked down. The Jets keep control. From the blue line, Ellett shot. Brodeur made the save as Curtin hauled down Nill in front of the net. Smale now at the left point. Garth Butcher getting it off the glass and getting it out of play.
Well, a good start by the Winnipeg Jets as we look at Doug Smale, a free agent by the Winnipeg Jets from the University of North Dakota. His previous high was 20 goals, so he's having a banner year for the Jets in the goal-scoring department.
One key Winnipeg player not dressed is defenseman Randy Carlyle, coming off a minor knee injury. Could play if necessary, but they've decided to rest him further, so Carlyle is not playing tonight. The Canucks have some injuries. We'll run through their list of players not dressed when we get the opportunity. Michel Petit is number 24 with the puck on defense with number 3, Doug Lidster. As Patrick Sundstrom tries to come out, couldn't get out. McLean checked by Gillis, who took him to the boards. Campbell. Babbage takes the shot, hit the post. Dave Babbage off the goal post. And the play continues in the Vancouver zone. Howardchuk from back of the net. McLean from the corner. Mullins in front. Mullen trying to get loose in front as Howardchuk flips it into the goal crease area. This is Tony Tanti, the leading sniper for the Canucks with 35 goals. Jerry Gillis going to the puck. Campbell moving to Gillis. Took him out. Tanti with the puck. Shot deflects behind the goal. Sundstrom to the corner. Bothered by McLean, and Campbell still all over Gillis down on the ice behind the Winnipeg goal as the Jets get possession. Mullen coming in on J.J. Daigneault as Bedura handled the long shot. Now Rick Lance with the puck. He's wearing the horse collar because of a neck injury that kept him out for several months. And now an icing call stops the play.
Now you talk about defensive players that really do a job behind the blue line, and you have to look to it. Tim Waters, again, another free agent, played for the Canadian Olympic team. You know, the real key to winning any hockey game is the number of scoring chances that you keep from happening on your end of the ice, and Waters certainly is an excellent defensive player.
Steen wins a draw to Kite, whose shot is blocked. This is Cam Neely with the puck to Mo LeMay. LeMay shot, and there's the first save by Hayward. Kite gets the puck to center ice. J.J. Daigneault, who's only 19, number 15 on the Vancouver defense with Lance. Now Daigneault with the puck as Steen moves into forecheck. Daigneault's pass going astray. Icing waved off. Waters on defense with Kite for Winnipeg. Waters from back of his goal. No score. We played 2.5 minutes. Kite having trouble with LeMay, forechecking for Vancouver. LeMay grabs Waters. Gradin with the puck. Kite pinning him. Gradin's controlling the puck to Cam Neely. Neely centering it into skates. Gradin is being held by Kite. Waters gets the puck. LeMay goes to it on the boards, but Arneal clears it out. Daigneault with the puck. Try to get it to LeMay. Brought in now by Turnbull to Steen. Intercepted by LeMay. Lost it in his own zone. Recovered by Daigneault. This is J.J. Daigneault. Moving in on Ellett as the two rookies collide. Out comes Scott Arneal with the puck. And it's tipped away at the Vancouver line by Skriko. Daigneault and Skriko to the attack. Daigneault. This is Mark Curtin right in. Scores! Mark Curtin.
Well, some good work by the Vancouver Canucks. J.J. Daigneault was able to control that puck. And one thing that's very important in work behind your blue line, it's the man coming late that normally is going to cause the damage. Now, you notice the backup and a pretty good move by Daigneault. Two Jet players try to take Daigneault. And who comes late? Curtin. And he's in excellent scoring position. All he does is fire the shot at Hayward and catches him right between the legs. But that late man, that's the guy that you have to pick up and make sure he doesn't get that good scoring chance.
The 16th goal of the season for Mark Curtin. Daigneault setting it up at 3:18. Skriko also given an assist on the goal. And Vancouver opens the scoring. Doug Hallward chasing the puck.
Jim, the way the game's played today, you know, if a defenseman has that ability to move the puck up the ice and carry it, coaches say go ahead, as long as the forward is there in a position to back him up.
Boschman and Butcher racing to the puck. As Bedura scoops it to the corner, Smale intercepts. Intercepted by Butcher in the slot for Smale. Tipped across in front of the net. Hallward intercepts for Vancouver and clears it off the glass and down the ice. Icing indicated as they race for the puck. Ellett getting to it first. Icing called on Vancouver. Tonight's game is coming to you from the Winnipeg Arena.
From a Bavarian tradition, 600 years old, using nature's finest hops and sun-ripened barley. It all comes down to this, Lowenbrau.
It calls for Lowenbrau tonight.
Enjoyed in 140 countries, it's the difference between good beer and great beer. Legendary Lowenbrau.
It calls for Lowenbrau tonight.
Face off in Vancouver territory with 4:07 gone in the first period. The Canucks are without defenseman Yuri Bubla. Took the pregame skate, has the flu, and is not in the lineup tonight. John Garrett, a third goaltender, is not dressed, and injured players on the roster not playing are Glenn Cochran, Taylor Hall, Ron Delorme, and Gary Lupel. Vancouver has had a number of injuries this season, more than any previous season in the history of their franchise. Brodeur comes out to get the puck away from Howardchuk. The tee in the corner. Flipped it high, and it goes out of play.
Well, yesterday, having lunch with General Manager John Ferguson, I asked him about Dale Howardchuk, and he said, you know, Howardchuk reminds me of Maurice Richard in that he has that blood in his eyes, that killer instinct, the wanting to really be an overachiever, and he has certainly done that for this hockey club. Goals and assists would indicate that. Turned out to be a real leader. You know, when you make a draft selection, a first-round pick, Jim, you want to get at least 8 or 9 solid years from that player, and Howardchuk is going to be that type of player.
And I guess the year he was drafted, everybody sort of selected him. Howardchuk is the #1 choice. He was that, and he's fulfilled all the wishes of the Jets and his many supporters after coming out of Cornwall, where he was a great junior. Jerry Gillis with the puck intercepted by Brian Mullen as this good line of Howardchuk, Mullen, and McLean is up front for Winnipeg. Now Gillis bumped by Babbitt. Gillis has sat out the last couple of games, so he's happy to get back in as Candy backhands it on the net, stopped by Hayward. Now McLean starts out. Campbell brings it in. Recovered by Howardchuk, centering it. Kicked away by Brodeur. Sundstrom goes to the loose puck. Misses a check and tip by Howardchuk as Sundstrom passes to Tandy. The shot stopped by Hayward. Tandy shoots again. It's blocked by Hayward. The rebound went by Gillis. McLean gets it to center ice. Mullen trying to get loose. Daigneault with the puck. J.J. Daigneault off the Canadian Olympic team, and this kid can really skate. Dumps the puck in. He's played left wing the past couple of games, but is on defense tonight with Bubla out of the lineup. Lancier, number 28, to Al McAdam back of the net. Centering it. Tips out to center ice. Lance is number 4. Daigneault, his defensive partner. Lancier, McNabb, and McAdam, the forward line for Vancouver. Lancier, a rookie, and 2 veterans, the 2 oldest players in the Vancouver team. Well, with the exception of Bubla, who's not in the lineup at 35. McNabb is 32 years old, and McAdam is 33. Brodeur comes out well out of the net to play the puck away from McBain. Lundholm drops it off to McBain to the line to Kite. Weak shot. Now it's controlled by Lundholm, Bent Lundholm. Smooth sweet in over the Vancouver line. Canucks are leading 1-0 as Lance gets it on the boards and McAdam clears it out.
You know, one thing, talking with some of the players before the game, both teams agreed that this ice surface here in Winnipeg is excellent for moving the puck. The puck slides so well, and the boards are lively for the wingers trying to get that long pass off the boards.
An icing call in Winnipeg stopping the play. This is an excellent building. The play and the dressing rooms are right by the benches. Lots of room at the benches. The coaches like working here.
And talk about excellence. Let's look at Hayward, and he has been so instrumental in what the Winnipeg Jets have been able to accomplish this year. And we've seen time and time again when the sagging takes place by the Winnipeg Jets that Hayward comes up with a big save. There's Tony Tanny letting that knuckleball ride, and we all goaltenders realize that sometimes is the toughest save to make. You just never know where that puck is going to go.
Hayward from Georgetown, Ontario. College graduate from Cornell University. As the puck is kicked ahead now to Jimmy Nill. Nill in on Hallward. And Hallward winds up with the puck. Smale intercepts. Hallward taps it out. Elliott controlling. He's on defense with Picard. Picard has had an excellent season for the Jets. Number 3 on their defense. He's the leading player on the team in the plus minuses. Of course, he's bounced around a bit in his career, but he certainly found a home here.
Well, a lot of that is experience, too. Picard knows exactly what he can get away with, and why do a lot of skating when you have the wingers that can accept the pass, and he just moves it ahead. He plays smart hockey.
Picard with the puck. Moving in on Hallward. As the shot is in front, but off a skate to Stan Smeal, the Vancouver captain. To Skriko for Hallward rushing into the Winnipeg zone. Slowed up by Picard. And Smeal gets the loose puck. Hands it right to Smeal. Stan Smeal shot right on, easily handled and held by Brian Hayward. From the Winnipeg Arena, this is Hockey Night in Canada.
Ford and Mercury, Ford's Price Buster.
Our Ford trucks have the best built North American quality, and our dealers are price busting now. Save up to $1,500 on 85 Ranger, the best-selling and best-priced standard-equipped compact truck. And on our 85 F-Series, add the Explorer to the F-150 work-made package and save over $1,900. Take delivery by March 31st. Make no monthly payments till June 85. Buy now and save. March Price Busters.
We can't be outdone at Ford. Quality is job one.
Face-off in the Winnipeg zone between a couple of Swedish players. Thomas Gradin of the Canucks, Thomas Steen of the Jets. Gradin, of course, is the leading scorer in the history of the Vancouver franchise. And Steen, a very fine two-way player, one of the fine young center icemen in the league. The Jets are very strong down the middle.
Jim, one of the areas that the Jets, if there is a problem, it's behind their blue line with those giveaways. You saw just prior to that last face-off how Smeal had good possession, a lot of time, and he coughed the puck up for a good scoring chance by Vancouver.
Cam Neely from the corner. Pass intercepted by Perry Turnbull. Dave Babbitt rushing the puck. Brodeur sweeps it to Petit. Turnbull intercepts on the board. Turnbull from the corner, checked by Gradin. Petit goes in after the puck. Campbell tried to keep it onside and couldn't. LeMay going after the puck. Couldn't get it. And now it's Cam Neely in possession. LeMay couldn't get his pass. Steen has some room to skate. Petit trying to cut him off. Brodeur blocked the pass at the side of the net as Petit collides with Steen. Steen in front. Loose puck. Brodeur covering it up.
Now some anxious moments for goaltender Brodeur, but he's able to fight for that puck and grab hold for the faceoff as the Jets are applying a little more pressure. Well, Steen's having an excellent season for the Winnipeg Jets. Powerful skater, 80 points already this year, a career high. Now just get it in front of the net, hoping that one of his players happens to come by. But here's where the goaltender has to make a quick decision. Do I run in there and try to shoot the puck in the corner or grab hold?
Howardchuk draws it to Mullen, who flips towards the net as Brodeur steers it to Lance. Mullen, Howardchuk, and McLean against Sundstrom, Tanti, and Gillis. The line matchups right now. Tony Tanti failed to get by the defense. Lance going after the rolling puck as Howardchuk moves into forecheck. Daniel makes a neat little move, getting away from Mullen. This is Jerry Gillis. Patrick Sundstrom, wrist shot, stopped by Hayward. And Sundstrom has an excellent wrist shot. And then he's taken to the end boards by Picard. And they're roughing it up. It's Picard taking Sundstrom into the glass. And that draws a crowd.
Now that was an excellent rush by the Vancouver Canucks. 4 passes to get a good shot on net. That's the way to move that puck.
Picard and Gillis having a few words. With the score, Vancouver 1, Winnipeg nothing. We will return in a moment.
CIL Silex invites you to experience the colors of nature. Soft, subtle natural whites. Strong, durable natural stains with preservative. And rich, lasting natural tones. Come home to the colors of nature with the Silex Naturals, only from CIL. Natural whites bring beautiful hints of color to any room in your home. CIL Silex, a home's best friend.
Dale Howardchuk and Patrick Sundstrom ready for this face-off in the Winnipeg zone.
And here's something that you always work on a lot in practice is face-off so that everybody anticipates the drop of the puck and go to their particular assignment. A lot of games are won and lost in this area.
Howardchuk going to the puck. Gillis ties him up. But Howardchuk gets loose to the puck. That's McLean just ahead of him on the left wing, number 19, Mullen, going after the pass. Now Howardchuk controlling again. Ellett and Picard, the defense, as Mullen's pass is tipped away by Tanti. Tanti hustling into forecheck. Picard from back of the goal. Lance intercepting. And the Canucks have the Jets bottled up somewhat at this particular stage. Mark Curtin's goal, his 16th of the season, has Vancouver leading 1-0, and we're halfway through the first period.
Vancouver Canucks certainly aren't playing like a team that's out of the playoffs. Well, I struggled from time to time, went on a drought. Ryan Mullen isn't exactly in a drought for the whole year. All he's trying to do is get that 30th goal, and that really weighs heavy on a player's mind because he would certainly like to reach that milestone, and that would tie an NHL record where the Jets would have 6 players that have reached 30 goals or more.
Waters going to the puck as Strico moves into forecheck. Butcher from the point. Hayward kicked it out. Smale starting out with Bosman and Nill. Jim Nill and Hallwood go after the puck. Smale gets to it, and can he scoop? Number 9, Smale, one of the fastest skaters, if not the fastest on the ice in front. Tipped it wide. Peter McNabb. Kite intercepts. Doug Hallworth to Petri Strico, who's been a very pleasant surprise for the Canucks. Number 26, Strico McNabb shot. A good skate save by Hayward. And Vancouver's having the edge in play here. They've outshot the Jets 9-2. Smale to Nill. Waters teeing it up. Brodeur made the save. Strico to Stan Smale. McNabb ahead of him takes the pass. Scoops it in as Vancouver make a line change. Jim Kite. Andrew McBain, the big youngster from the Toronto area, but played in North Bay, putting it around on the board. And Petit brings it out. Curtin to Lantier. Intercepted by Babbage. Vancouver's leading 1-0. McBain tried to get by Lidster, who took the puck away from him. Campbell turning away from Curtin, brings it in. Wade Campbell, missing check. Centered it. It's blocked at the side of the net by Lidster. Lidster blocking that goal mouth pass by Campbell, who's still in there deep as Petit got rid of it. And Lantier cleared it, but not out. Now Petit brings it out. Ahead to Lantier. Coming in on goal. Jean-Marc Lantier. Hooked, and there's going to be the game's first penalty as he was hauled down by Andrew McBain. And the Canucks will go on a power play, and Vancouver's leading it on Mark Curtin's goal.
In major centers all across Canada, business travelers are discovering Holiday Inn hotels are a better place to be.
Andrew McBain draws the game first penalty for hooking as Lantier really showed a good burst of speed, and Coach Ron Smith said this fellow has made some points. He has played extremely well for the Vancouver Canucks since he's been called up.
He's only 21. He'll be 22 next week. Second round draft choice in 1981. Now Vancouver with the power play opportunity. Shot for the point, deflect. Hayward covers it up, and Neely mixes it up in front of the net. Fighting with Picard and Neely. And Robert Picard in a pileup on the ice with Neely on top.
I understand Neely can handle himself very well, Jim. You don't want to tangle with him.
And he got in the only real punch there. I think he threw a quick left hand to start it off. Neely is left-handed, and sometimes I think that's an advantage in these scraps. Although his hand is getting awfully sore. There's a lot of helmets to hit. Boy, looked like he hurt his hand there.
Yes, he did.
Well, they'll cool it out for a while from the Winnipeg Arena. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
Goodbye, Dan.
Hello, Joe.
Chola Billy.
Bowl of chili.
Bill Dickel.
Dale Pickle.
And a model of Bolson Golden.
Gottle Bolson Mogan.
Morgan Golson.
Golson Mogan.
Molson Golson.
Moslin Golson.
The smooth one.
Ah, Bolson Bolden.
Molson Golden. Smooth no matter how you say it.
Golson Molan.
When the Canadiens won 5 straight Stanley Cups in the 50s, One of the big reasons was my guest tonight on Hockey Legends, defenseman Doug Harvey. Please join us in the second intermission.
Major penalties to Neely and Picard, 5 apiece for fighting at 11:54. The Jets complained a bit. They thought Neely perhaps started it and deserved some extra time. But Vancouver still with a man advantage as Rick Lance is at the point. There's the shot, deflecting high off of LeMay in front of the net. Well, our first intermission tonight will feature Bobby Orr, the Hockey Legends, with another great legend and a great defenseman. The guy who preceded Orr in Doug Harvey. And there's a defenseman in the NHL and WHA days, Barry Long, played 5 years in the NHL. And he will be talking with Dave Hodge in the first intermission, and he's done an excellent job here. He shudders to think about this Coach of the Year we keep needling him about, but I guess he doesn't like the track record of guys who won the Coach of the Year award, but he's certainly a candidate for it. Right in front, LeMay's shot bounces off Hayward. The World Hockey Report will also be part of our first intermission. And here it's 1-0 Vancouver as LeMay's shot is knocked down and held in front of the net by Campbell, poked out by Gradin, but the play is called.
Oh, the Jets are getting real good penetration, getting men in front of the net. And that's really what this game is all about, especially on the power play. And if the shots are taken from the point, it's so very important that you screen that goaltender and get somebody in a position to be able to deflect it. Let's have a look at the Jets as they move that puck around. There was a good opportunity, but the puck was on its edge, and I believe that one hit Hayward either in the helmet or in the shoulder.
LeMay getting that chance. He's having his best every year, 19 goals and 44 points. As Sundstrom tries to kick it to Gillis, to Tandy. 1:20 left in the power play. Daniel shot it in front, wide. Covered up by Hayward to stop the play. Now there's 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the minor penalty to McBain.
Jimmy.
J.J. Daniel, the J.J. stands for Jean-Jacques. Boy from the Montreal area, played on the Canadian Olympic team. First round draft choice, 1984. And has he got potential? Can he ever skate? Loves to go with the puck. He's a gambler, but he's exciting.
Well, he showed good moves, Jim, in setting up the first goal by the Vancouver Canucks as he moved right in there and made a perfect pass to Curtin.
Howardchuk killing the penalty effectively. Loses the puck to Sundstrom. Winnipeg's penalty killing this season is 13th overall in the league. The Canuck power play is 19th in the league. Rick Lance with the puck. Moving in on Campbell. Daniel. Shot. Deflects high. Lance shouted by Smale. Smale and Howardchuk, the penalty killing forwards for Winnipeg. With Babbitt and Ellett on defense, and Howardchuk gets the puck. And the play is called. We're going to have minor penalties away from the play. I think Tandy and Smale got into a little exchange. And they're being guided to the penalty box as Bob Myers is keeping a control on things here in what could be a rough first period.
Today is a special day for John Kadar. Today, he's launching a new portable filtering system he's developed, along with some technical help from Esso. Because at Esso, we're committed to helping Canadian business grow. That's why we give preference to competitive Canadian products and get involved in creating new ones. Because it's growing with you that makes us better, too.
You make us better, you do Esso.
Doug Hallward and Laurie Boschman in a fight that broke out after the play had stopped. Boschman and Hallward. Tandy and Smale were just sent off with minors. In the discussion that followed, this broke out.
Well, this isn't something new for Laurie Boschman as he leads the Winnipeg Jets in penalty minutes at 175 and will add to that total.
And Boschman guided to the penalty box. There's quite a rivalry between these two clubs. They've had a couple of rough games this year. Although Vancouver in some areas are considered not a very tough team anymore, that some of the toughness has gone out of their lineup with Ron DeLorme injured and Tiger Williams traded away. But it looks like they're going to play tough tonight. And Doug Hallward continues to yell from the penalty box in the direction of Laurie Boschman, and they have quite an exchange going on there.
Well, you know, Jim, you can only get pushed around so long, and then you have to make a stand. I don't care whether you fight or not. At least stand up for your rights on the ice, because if you don't, the word gets around in a hurry, and everybody starts pushing you around.
Well, Taddy and Smale are getting minors. Minors for roughing. Well, in our Hockey Night in Canada update game tonight, key game for the Blues and the North Stars, divisional rivals, and they're still scoreless in the first period. And Hartford's goal leads Boston 1-0, and there's quite a rivalry there.
Absolutely. Of course, if Boston wins that game today, that's it for any playoff hopes for the Hartford. They're still not mathematically eliminated. Jimmy, when you look at Boschman's point total, having 70 points, you wonder when he has a chance to accumulate all those points with the time he spent in the penalty box. But he's a tough customer and a very valuable member of the Winnipeg Jets Hockey Club.
Well, the penalties are minors to Taddy and Smale for roughing and majors to Hallward and Boston for fighting. The Vancouver Canucks still have the man advantage for another 29 seconds. They lead 1-0 on Mark Curtin's early goal at 3:18. There's now 6:39 left in the first period. As Petit ran into Babbage. Lidster turning with the puck. He's from Kamloops, British Columbia, and he has had an excellent season. I know many around the league maybe are not familiar with Doug Lidster or aware of how well he's played, but they know in Vancouver. Strico trying to get through the defense, failed to get through. Lidster knocking the puck down. Waits for Strico to get onside. Gives it to McNabb. And now the Jets are back at full strength as Campbell threw it across in front of the net. Peter McNabb from the boards to the point to Petit. There's the shot. McNabb. Checked by Wilson, who got it to the line to McLean.
What a battle we had in front of the net with Campbell and Smale. I mean, they were going at it tooth and nail, trying to establish position.
Well, Stan Smeal's not afraid of that traffic in front of the net. He's done it for years. And there's the Canuck captain from St. Paul, Alberta. Stands now 27 years of age. Of course, the initials on the Vancouver sweater is a tribute to the late Jake Milford, former general manager of the Vancouver team, who died just at the end of 1984. Vancouver leading 1-0, and Curtin, who has scored the goal, goes into face-off against Howardchuk. McAdam moves in to check McLean, but Kite comes out with the puck. Howardchuk, he's got Mullen on his left. There's the pass for Kite, deflected off Daniel. Curtin from the corner, lost it to Mullen. Kite going to the puck. Howardchuk out of the corner. Put it in front, and a good skate save by Richard Brodeur. Howardchuk again to the puck. It seems to follow those good players around. Mullen put it back to McLean in the corner. Howardchuk lost it to Al McAdam, who clears it out. Lantier shooting it in the Winnipeg zone with 5:07 left in the opening period. Cloudy and cool in Winnipeg tonight. Now let's have a Hockey Night in Canada update. Here's Dave Hodge.
The St. Louis Blues have opened the scoring at the arena in St. Louis against the Minnesota North Stars. The Blues trying to build their first-place lead in the Norris Division. Mark Johnson goes from one side of the net to the other and gets the puck up just enough to put it past Gilles Meloche. It's 1-0 Blues.
Mark Johnson, who is such a leader in Hartford, getting the key first goal in that hockey game. In this game, it's 1-0 Vancouver on Curtin's goal as Steen wins a face-off, and he's so good in that face-off circle for Winnipeg. Campbell throwing the check on Skriko, but a glove hand pass stops the play.
Yeah, one thing is so very important in the game of hockey is how effective are your defensemen moving men from in front of the net. And Wade Campbell has certainly been doing his share this year for the Winnipeg Jets. You know, come playoff time when scoring chances they don't result that much. You know, normally in the course of a year, teams play wide open hockey. Come playoff time, everything is closer checking, not very many good scoring chances. And so you really guard against that happening, and consequently make sure that the net is clear, or you do the job in front of the net and in the corners.
Now the minor penalty to Tony Teddy expires as he comes out of the penalty box in the Vancouver bench, and there's Scott Arneal, who's from Kingston, Ontario, drafted the same year as Howardchuk. They were junior teammates. in Cornwall.
Well, Ferguson talked about the finesse players he had in his club, but the Nils, the Turnbulls, and the Arneal, they set the stage for the grinding type of game.
Brodeur making the save on Babbage, and the puck goes out of play with 4:40 left in the period. King Richard, they called him in the 1982 Stanley Cup playoffs when he was brilliant. And of course, Stan Smeel, the Vancouver captain, was also a key player in that memorable year for the Vancouver team, but it seems like a long ways away for these players right now as they go through the season. And for many of them, of course, players at the National League level, many have never missed the playoffs, and many in the Vancouver lineup are in that situation this year. Smeel with the puck. Mo LeMay, who's from Ottawa, puts it across for Petit, who raced in from the point. Lost it to Arneal. Dumping it out, and Smeel had filled for the defenseman, and he goes back for the puck. Turnbull moves in to check Stan Smeel. Wade Campbell from Grimshaw, Alberta, number 4 of the Jets. As Smeel battles with Turnbull, a couple of hard-nosed guys. And out comes Smeel with the puck. Mo LeMay clipped by his stick, but keeps going. Stan Smeel put it in front. A backhander by Gradine is stopped by Hayward. And Smeel took a heavy check in front. Steen intercepted by Petit, lost the puck. They score! Harry Turnbull has 1-all.
Now, Jim, those giveaways can prove very costly, as we're going to see in this play here as the Vancouver Canucks had possession of the puck. Turnbull, he got right on top of Petit, and then as soon as he got in possession of the puck, shot it immediately. Now you just wonder if Brodeur was ready for it, because he could see that his teammate had possession of the puck, and all of a sudden he lost it, and before he could wink an eyelash, the puck was by him for a tie score.
Well, they're giving assists on the goal, but it looked like Petit had the puck and had control of the puck, and it was stolen by Turnbull. But they're giving Steen an assist on the goal at 16:09, and it's a 1-all tie.
Ford and Mercury, Ford's Price Buster.
Ford, best built North American quality. Best 84 sales increase, and now our best deals. On our best-selling nameplates, 85 Tempo and Topaz, save $1,200 with the purchase of our special value package. And get Ford's new 5-year DuraGuard warranty. Take delivery by March 31st. Make no monthly payments till June 85. Buy now and save. Ford and Mercury March Price Busters.
We can't be outdone at Ford. Quality is job one.
Harry Turnbull's goal, his 21st of the season, ties it up. Now there's 3:44 left in the opening period. The shots on goal in this period are 15-5 in Vancouver's favor.
Well, they certainly have had the better of the play, and they give 2 assists on that play, Jim. We've seen a lot of that through the course of a year where they've given cheap assists, and let's face it, Petit certainly had possession of that puck, and it should have been an unassisted goal.
Well, I don't think many can remember when Hayward last touched the puck in that goal, but he gets an assist for the goaltenders. So it's Turnbull from Steen and Hayward at 16:09 to tie it up. Mullen checked by Sundstrom. McLean moving in with Howardchuk. Into the slot for Mullen. And Brodeur made the stop. Rick Lance with the puck. Tanny missed the pass. Ellett racing back after the puck. Icing called on Vancouver.
Well, this youngster has improved tremendously for the Winnipeg Jets and has been quite an addition. And Barry Long has said he has played so well and has improved so much in the course of the year. And again, when you look at these young prospects that are coachable, that you can work with them, and the suggestions from a coaching position that you offer them, and they take advantage of that advice and put it to use.
Ellett wearing a shield because of a fractured nose. He'll be 21 years old next Saturday. Campbell from the point, shot high. Babbage kept it in. Litzner scoops it out of play with 2:59 left in the period. Ellett, a rookie, is one of 2 rookies in the Winnipeg lineup. The other is the backup goaltender, Mark Barron, and there's Doug Litzner, one of 5 rookies in the Vancouver lineup. Frank Caprice, the backup goaltender, is a rookie. So are J.J. Daniel, Petri Skriko, and Jean-Marc Lantier. Babbage with the puck. Brodeur makes the stop, leaves it for Michel Petit. Bouncing off Campbell, and Babbage controls. Big Dave Babbage, who's from Edmonton, played his junior with the Portland Winterhawks. Mark Curtin to Petri Strico. Lantier coming in with him. Strico slashed by Campbell, backhanded in front, and a good save on Curtin. Hayward is having an excellent period. Petit falls, Smale moving in, drop pass, Nil scores! Jim Nil!
Well, how often have you seen that, Jim, where the Vancouver Canucks get an excellent scoring chances, they can't capitalize because of the save by Hayward, and immediately the team comes down the ice, good drop pass and a quick shot, and suddenly the Jets, who have no business being ahead of this game, have a 2-1 lead. But Petit, you know, he did lose his balance and fell on the seat of his pants, and that certainly set up a good scoring chance, and Nil put it right home.
Jimmy Nil from Hanna, Alberta, getting his 8th of the year.
You notice how that drop pass came in there, and I think the shot may have been partially strained and just went high to the glove side of Brodeur. But let's give credit where credit goes, and that has to be at Hayward for his excellent goaltending in this first period.
It's now 2-1 Winnipeg. Mo LeMay backhands it in. It's all tied. Mo LeMay, and it's 2-2.
Of course, as soon as I say that, player comes right back and scores. What I like about this play, Jim, has to be the acceleration of Mo LeMay. And how often do you see a player, when he's on his backhand, will try to get it in a position so he goes to the forehand? But this wasn't the case, and look at that nifty pass. Speed, you're on the backhand, shoot it. And all he did was slide it. It did hit Hayward's stick, or skate rather, and slid into the net. But good play by LeMay to get his team back at even.
Smale and Gradine get assists on LeMay's 20th goal of the season. And the goaltender, Hayward, is getting an assist on Nil's goal. So Brian Hayward, besides facing 18 shots, has now had 2 assists in the period.
Now there's Jack McElhargy, who is a former teammate in Philadelphia. Tremendous team player, very enthusiastic, and always went to bat for every single guy. Alongside of him, Ron Smith, whose record is 5-2-1, all on the road.
LeMay's goal came 7 seconds after Jimmy Nil had scored for the Jets. 2 minutes left, first period, 2-2 tie. McLean going to the puck, throws LeMay, and it comes out to Daigneault.
Jim, something we always stressed when you had a goal scored against us, the next shift should be a better one, or should be your best shift of a period. And that's exactly what happened with Vancouver.
Gradine to Smale, scores! Stan Smale from Thomas Gradine, and it's 3-2 Vancouver.
Now, folks, this is a way to set up a man coming through the slot. Just watch it set up as the Vancouver Canucks just get a good burst of speed going, using a little skate work to kick it to the stick. And the perfect setup to Smale, and Smale didn't hesitate at all. He had that stick on the ice, waiting for that pass. Look at that for you young players watching the game. You want that stick right along the ice, so when it hits your stick, you're in a position to release it on the net.
LeMay also gets an assist on the goal. Smale's 26th of the year from Gradine and LeMay at 18-19. Vancouver back in the lead as the puck is centered for Boschman. Tipped away and brought out by Tandy. To Lidster, coming in on Babbage. Neely's going to the front of the net, but the shot deflects off Babbage. Sundstrom from the corner. Patrick Sundstrom worked over by Boschman, who spun him around, and Sundstrom's stick goes flying. Tandy's knocked down by Smale. And there's going to be a holding penalty, and I think it's on Smale for hauling down Tandy. And it looks like the Canucks will go on the power play with 1:06 left in the period.
Well, the goals are coming fast and furious now in the latter part of this first period. As again, the Vancouver Canucks are getting those excellent scoring chances, but they're skating for them and working hard for them. Let's have a look at Smale as he draws the penalty, and so the Canucks on the power play have an opportunity of increasing their lead.
Doug Smale from Moose Jaw, signed as a free agent out of the University of North Dakota. The Fighting Sioux have produced a number of National Hockey League players, and there's so many coming out of college hockey now, and probably Winnipeg has stressed scouting colleges more than any team in the league.
John Ferguson has 26 college players that he has drafted, and only 4 from the junior league. So you can see what he's emphasizing is getting the college players, and getting a player that is matured physically and mentally when he comes out of college and ready to step in the National Hockey League.
Doug Howard goes back for the puck as Steen moves into check, giving him some trouble. Howard, McNabb, Skriko, Petit, and Smeal on the Vancouver power play. Campbell and Babbage, the Winnipeg defense. Skriko races in after the puck. Hayward puts it off the glass. Howard keeps it in. Doug Howard. The shot. Hayward easily handled that. Saw it all the way. Smeal from the corner. Watched by Steen. Skriko. Petri Skriko. He'll play for Finland in the upcoming World Championship. Pass outside the line, and Howard has to chase the puck. Wilson rushing after him. Petit. To Smeal, 10 seconds left in the period. As Petit put it back of the net, Wade Campbell goes to the puck with time running out. The horn goes, and the first period is over. With the score, the Vancouver Canucks 3, the Winnipeg Jets 2. Stay tuned for This Week in the NHL.
Just slightly ahead of our time. Here's Brian McFarland.
Welcome to This Week in the NHL, a week in which the Philadelphia Flyers, with 9 straight victories, keep zooming to the top, and the Leafs, despite some good efforts, stay mired in the basement, officially missed the playoffs. Buffalo's Dave Andreychuk suffered a fluke injury this week, tumbled down some stairs, broke a collarbone. They'll miss him in the run to the playoffs. On Sunday, the legendary Eddie Shore, right up there with Bobby Orr and Doug Harvey as the all-time greatest defenseman in hockey, died at age 82. After a turbulent 13-year career with Boston, Shore bought the Springfield Indians and remained in hockey as an owner for 36 years. One of the most eccentric and opinionated owners in the game. On Tuesday, the Philadelphia Flyers won their 8th straight with a 5-3 victory over Pittsburgh. We pick up the game 3-2, Penguins in front. Ilka Sinisalo scores his 33rd to tie the game early in the third. He's having a great year. The winning goal coming up by Ron Sutter to make it 4-3 Flyers. Scores from the top of the slot here. Craven later hit the empty net. The final was 5-3 Philadelphia. They could easily finish #1 overall. A couple of nights later, they won their 9th straight. On Wednesday, the Vancouver Canucks, playing for next year's contracts now, surprised Buffalo 5-4 right in Buffalo. Petri Skriko, a promising rookie, scored his 20th against goaltender Bob Sauvé. Michel Petit, another rookie for Vancouver, scored the winning goal late in the game. The final was 5-4 Canucks, the first victory for Vancouver over the Sabres in Buffalo since December '74, over 10 years ago. On Wednesday, the Oilers, playing very ordinary hockey, beat Chicago 6-4. Goal here by Glenn Anderson, his 38th, another by Paul Coffey, a strong candidate for the Norris Trophy. The big question in Edmonton, what's happened to Wayne Gretzky? The Oilers, the first team to reach 100 points. On Thursday, the Capitals' Bob Carpenter scored his 50th goal against Montreal at the Montreal Forum. Steve Penny was down and out when Carpenter slapped it in. Every time he scores, it's a record now for U.S.-born players. The previous mark was 41 goals by Joe Mullen of St. Louis. On Thursday in St. Louis, Doug Wickenheiser talked about the bizarre accident that ended his career, disrupted his career for months. He was struck by a car during a silly initiation rite.
I really don't think it has, because I'm sitting here and I'm saying, well, 9 months, 12 months, and you know, because it just happened a week ago. But if you look in the overall scheme of things, I mean, what is that when, you know, if you play for 10 years, how much is that? You know, I probably missed that amount of time in 2 years in Montreal sitting out. I was healthy.
Well, it may not have ended his career, but it certainly disrupted it for months to come. And now it's time for our Panasonic Play of the Week, and it comes from last night's Chicago-Calgary game. Watch the goaltending here by rookie Warren Skorodensky of the Blackhawks. The Flames just can't beat him, with Chicago leading 2-0. Eves has a shot at it. Poplinski tries to beat him. El Aranda is there, but Warren Skorodensky, who played his junior hockey in Calgary, stands up to all of them. And his puck stopping adds up to our Play of the Week.
The Play of the Week has been brought to you by Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Never before in their NHL history have the Winnipeg Jets finished above the 500 mark, but that will change drastically this year, quite obviously. Barry Long, could you have expected this sort of success at the beginning of the season?
Certainly not the 40-win plateau. We expected to build on what we did last year, which was 73 points, and hopefully not go the first round against the Oilers. But the difficulty we've had with both the Oilers and Calgary, it doesn't much matter, it seems. But very nice to be in a plateau that we're at this particular point.
Give me one factor more than any other that you think is responsible for this improvement.
I think maturity more than anything. I think the fact that Dale Howardchuk having another outstanding season, we're getting contributions from everybody on our hockey club. Brian Hayward the last month has been playing outstanding goal, and it's really just a gelling of our team.
Does maturity translate into the road record that you've had? Because a lot of coaches would love to be able to play away from home the way you can.
Well, I think it's immaturity in some respects because we have a tendency to listen to the bad things here at home, and on the road we don't have to worry about anything. We play with a little more, I don't know, intensity or relaxation, I guess. But certainly if we had had a better road record and a better record against our division, we would, be higher up in the standings, of course, maybe even fighting the Oilers. But maybe that'll come next season.
How good can this team be, do you think?
Well, it surprises me, and it continues to surprise me. I really can't put my finger on the turning point of the season, probably against the Oilers, defeat we had, or the win we had here in our building. But if we can get out of this division, who knows? We have a tremendous record against the other divisions.
Well, I must tell you, I was in Edmonton last night, and whether it was a joke or not, somebody said, can you get me Stanley Cup final tickets in either Philadelphia or Winnipeg? Do you allow yourself those thoughts?
We don't really. We're trying to keep a very low key here. We're on kind of a run. We have a team next door here that just are trying to end that thing tonight. So we just worry game by game. We can't be too confident in the fact that we'll get out of this division. Tremendously difficult division, and the teams that we're going to have to play, we've had difficulties with all year.
Well, Calgary certainly owns a better record against you than you do against them. Will second place, if you get it, be important in counteracting that?
I don't really think so in the first round. I don't think there is a home ice advantage the first round, particularly a short round. We could play it out here in the parking lot. I think that, if you get into a longer series, such as the second series, where there are 7 games, I'm sure that will be an advantage to us. But the first one is over in very, very quickly, as we've known in the last 2 years, and we'll play that thing anywhere.
Are you a better coach now than you were this time last year?
Well, it sure looks that way, doesn't it? I don't know if I am or not. I think that certainly surrounded by very good people, and when you have the hockey players I have and the 2 assistant coaches that I have, certainly makes my job easier. But I like to think that I certainly learned something over the last year and a half.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Barry Long, the coach of the Winnipeg Jets. Hockey Night in Canada will return in just a moment.
Gross, sports editor of the Toronto Sun. George, Canadian teams have done very well internationally in recent months. What about the forthcoming World Championships?
Well, it depends what teams will be knocked out in the first round of the NHL playoffs. We may find Gretzky on the team, just as it happened in '82. We don't know. But the team won't be bad.
In Prague, Czechoslovakia?
In Prague, Czechoslovakia.
Pretty good hospitality for our boys over there?
Yes, it's quite an interesting city, too.
All right, let's take a look then at the site of the World Hockey Championships coming up.
This is Prague, the capital of Czechoslovakia and host city to the 1985 World Hockey Tournament from April 17th to May the 3rd. For 2 weeks, visitors from many parts of the world will visit this picturesque city, which is said to have been founded in 800 AD and which today boasts a population of 1.5 million. Situated in the heart of Bohemia on the banks of the river Vltava, Prague offers many historic sites, including the castle Hradčany, the Cathedral of St. Vitus, built in the 14th century, a large number of other churches which gave the city its name, the City of Towers, the National Museum, Charles University, and many others. Another historic site is the Charles Bridge, the longest and oldest of all Prague bridges that span the Vltava, and which leads from the castle and the section of Prague known as Malá Strana to the old town on the opposite bank of the river. The bridge, with its 16 arches, is 660 yards long and was built in the 15th century. It serves not only as an easy crossing for pedestrians, but also as a battleground for snowball fights. And the elderly street sweeper, who has his own battle with the young people, is probably saying to himself, "All I want for Christmas is a snowblower." And at the entrance to the Old Town, visitors are greeted by the Gothic Powder Tower, and further down, in Old Town Square, an astronomical clock which has been functioning since 1490. But Prague is not only a city of history, music, and culture. It is also a very sports-minded city with its soccer stadia, sports centers for physical fitness, and dozens of ice rinks where the future Šťastnys, Freachers, Svobodas, and Pozars are going through their initiation phases. Yes, indeed, one of these little tykes may one day be playing for a National Hockey League team. But their immediate dream is to play for one of the Czechoslovak national teams. Here, for instance, are members of the Czechoslovak junior national team in action. And the vigorous dryland conditioning which these young players are subjected to may not be the cup of tea for some national hockey leaguers. The standard of living in Prague, a socialist city, seems to be fairly high. Shopping activity in open-air markets is brisk, and government-owned shops are full of fruit and meat, albeit patrons, some of them wearing fur coats, have to line up to get served. But then, as we all know, the situation is no different at the checkout counters of North American food markets. A visit to Prague for the 1985 Hockey World Championships should be a worthwhile experience for Canadians, and it could turn out to be particularly rewarding if Team Canada were to return home with a medal.
Well, let's hope so, and have a good time while you're over there, George.
I won't be going. They didn't give me a visa. They turned down my application. I guess they're mixing sport and politics. They're afraid that I might contaminate the population with some thoughts on freedom and democracy.
How could they say that about a nice fella like yourself?
Easily.
Okay, thanks for that's another story altogether. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada.
We now start the second period with the Vancouver Canucks in black leading the Winnipeg Jets in white by a score of 3-2. Vancouver outshot Winnipeg 20-7 in the first period. A busy period for Brian Hayward in goal for the Jets. And as we start the second period, Winnipeg is shorthanded. Doug Smale is in the penalty box, and now there's 38 seconds left in his minor penalty. The Canucks' second power play opportunity in the game. They're 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Espin gets Lance in trouble along the boards. Wilson is checked by Lance. The elbows come up there. And Wilson gets the puck, cutting in on goal. Steen banned on his shot. Gets another chance. Ritter makes a good save. Lance from the corner with 16 seconds left in the Winnipeg penalty. I'm Jim Robson with Gary Dornhofer up here in the booth at the Winnipeg Arena as Tony Tanti carries in over the Jet blue line. To Sundstrom. Good shot and a fine save by Hayward on that first shot by Sundstrom. And now the penalty is over, and Smale comes out of the penalty box, waiting for the pass from Babbage, but he drills a shot, and Verdure makes a spectacular save on Dave Babbage. And now here's a Hockey Night in Canada update with Dave Hodge.
The first period is over in St. Louis. The Blues lead 2-0. Kurt Giles in the penalty box for Minnesota. The Blues in the power play. Rob Ramage sends it over to Jorgen Pettersson. He gets his 22nd. Mark Johnson with number 22 had opened the scoring.
Well, already in this period, the goaltenders have had to come up with some excellent saves, and the adjustments that the Winnipeg Jets have to make, they certainly have to shut down the Canucks defensively. Jim, you can't give up 20 shots in a period and expect to come out on top.
Howard Chuck from back of the net, centering it. Mullen from the boards. The shot deflects to Lidster. For Petit, deflects it high. Failed to get it out. Roughs up Mullen on the boards, and their gloves are off. At least Petit's gloves are off. Throwing punches at Mullen. And now Babbage comes in and grabs Petit. I don't know if Mullen got his gloves off at all, but Petit had his off early. And we'll see how referee Bob Myers assesses this. Now, we had two fights in the first period. Neely and Picard, and Hallward and Boschman. Tanti and Smale also got roughing minors. So it looks like they're going to keep playing it that way.
Well, also, it looked like Howard Chuck was going to come in and try and step in there, and then McLean came in, and you wonder if there's going to be a third man in this situation. And this has been a big line for the Winnipeg Jets. Howard Chuck, McLean, and Mullen have scored 39 points as a unit against the Vancouver Canucks in 6 games. So far, they've been held pointless.
Petit appeared to be the aggressor, but we'll see if the penalties are equal or just how Bob Myers is going to assess them. And, of course, he's been around a long time, 16 years in the league. as you look at Michel Petit, one of the many young defensemen in the Vancouver lineup. And Petit is getting an extra 2 minutes. 2 for roughing and 5 for fighting. And so Mullen is going to get 5 for fighting. It's mostly catching, I would say.
Now we had a look at Barry Long. I'm sure he had something to say to his team about what we have to do to the Vancouver Canucks. Number one, when you've given up 309 goals in a season, you have to put some penetration, get some forechecking against them, and then cause them to turn up that loose puck and get some scoring chances. That didn't materialize for the Jets in that first period. Hayward, we mentioned, made numerous excellent saves, but I think he would like to have the 2 shots back by Curtin and also LeMay. Those are 2 that he didn't play very well and ended up going over the goal line.
Vancouver goals by Mark Curtin, Bo LeMay, and Stan Smeal. The Winnipeg goals by Perry Turnbull and Jim Nill. And the Winnipeg now have the man advantage for the first time in the game, as Petit got the extra 2 minutes in that scrap with Mullen. Winnipeg's at 21 minutes in penalties so far in the game. Vancouver 19 minutes. Richard Brodeur in goal for the Canucks. Hands it right to Howardchuk. Babbage and Ellett are playing the point as Howardchuk moves in on Hallward. Pass misses Ellett, who had moved in from the point. Dave Ellett. His father played pro hockey in Cleveland, where Dave was born, as Paul McLean, who's from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. I love that name, Antigonish. From the point, Ellett. Babbage. Ellett. Steen. Brodeur stopped him in the slot. Howardchuk putting it wide, and McLean was in a good position there to try and tip it, but couldn't get to it. And what a chance Steen had in the slot.
Well, that was excellent passing by the Winnipeg Jets to set up that scoring opportunity.
Babbage to Steen. Now Picard at the point, deflects just wide. Howardchuk to the point, Robert Picard. Dale Howardchuk centering it. They score! Dave Babbage, and it's all tied at 3.
Here we go again. It looked like we were going to have another fight as Jim Nill, and I don't know who the...
Garth Butcher, I think.
Butcher, that's right, Jim. But excellent passing by the Winnipeg Jets. And you know, when you're watching the puck carrier, watching this play when Howardchuk has the puck, everybody is attracted to the puck carrier. And once your back is turned, defensively, your right winger there has to keep an eye on Babbage, or he has to be in a position to be able to see where Babbage is located. As soon as Babbage knows that the back was turned, he just skated into a position. Well, Howardchuk picked him up cleanly, and it's in the net.
Picard also in on the scoring play. The fine pass from Howardchuk, of course, setting up Babbage's 12th of the season, and Ron Smith is steaming at the Vancouver bench. Might have been, he thought, some interference the way Babbage was allowed to walk in. You see an awful lot of pick plays nowadays in the NHL. All the clubs seem to do it. Used to call it illegal interference, but everybody seems to use that pick play now just like a block.
Again, to recap the status of our update game, the Blues leading after one period, Minnesota trailing 2-0, Mark Johnson and Jorgen Pettersson. A score of interest when it comes to Winnipeg fans will be Calgary at Los Angeles. Philadelphia beat New Jersey this afternoon 5-3, 10 in a row for the Flyers. Hartford trying to stave off elimination from playoff contention, leading Boston.
And here it's a 3-all tie, 3 minutes gone, second period. That goal by Babbage is a power play goal, the first of the game. Gillis was hit by Picard, and Patty shot high. What a hit on Jerry Gillis by Robert Picard, and then Gillis runs Picard right back, and the goaltender looks hurt. And now it's getting a little rough out there as Gillis is being challenged by Smale. Smale and Gillis get into a fight. Well, it's a team heading for the Stanley Cup playoffs and a team going nowhere, but they're testing each other tonight.
Boy, are they ever. And, you know, from the standpoint of the Winnipeg Jets, anytime your goaltender gets knocked down, boy, you have to let the opposition know that you can't pull any kind of stuff like that and go after them. And that's exactly what Smale did.
Well, actually, he wasn't running the goaltender. Gillis ran Picard for that earlier hit.
Of course, Smale didn't realize that.
Oh, it's a real brawl now. Sundstrom is stuck with Boschman, and that is a mismatch, as Sundstrom is not a scrapper, and Boschman is as tough a guy as there is in the Winnipeg lineup, I guess. Rick Lance as Jim Nill. J.J. Daigneault and Dave Ellett look like they might get into it, and young Daigneault isn't afraid to throw the punches, and I'm sure Ellett wouldn't back away as Jerry Gillis is being pushed into the penalty box with Winnipeg's Doug Smale.
You know, also, Jim, I don't think the Winnipeg Jets expect the Vancouver Canucks to play like this. You know, they're out of the playoffs, so why get themselves hurt in a fight or body contact? But the Canucks are showing that they mean business, and then they're working as hard as they can trying to win this hockey game.
Now, this all started with a tremendous body check. As you look at linesman Wayne Forsey, and there's Ron Smith, the 41-year-old associate coach of the Canucks. This hit started it all when Gillis took the check and then went looking for Picard after.
Well, folks, we don't see much of this anymore, but this is one of the best. I mean, talk about being hit by a Mack truck. Down goes Gillis. Excellent timing by Picard to line up Gillis and knock him to the seat of his pants.
Well, now we saw why Gillis was in a little trouble, though, because Boschman was coming over there, and he was looking at that number 16. He didn't see number 3 coming through like an express train. Then Gillis went back and hit the Winnipeg defenseman Picard, and now this erupts, and there's going to be a lot of penalties from the Winnipeg Arena. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Ford and Mercury, Ford's Price Buster.
Ford, best built North American quality. And now our best deals. On 85 Escort and Lakes, choose automatic transmission or flip-up roof and save up to $900. And on 85 Mustang and Capri, get over $900 worth of options at no extra cost, all with Ford's 5-year DuraGuard warranty. Take delivery by March 31st. Make no monthly payments till June 85. Buy now and save. March Price Busters.
We can't be outdone at Ford. Quality is job one.
Well, referee Bob Myers is trying to sort out a lot of penalties here. He's got, of course, already in the penalty box were Petit and Mullen. Hayward was in the goal crease, sort of the innocent victim in this collision when Jerry Gillis went back at Picard. And you'll see Gillis coming in here on Picard right there. And then they went looking for Gillis. And Smale wound up challenging him, and Brian Hayward says this could be one of the longer nights.
See, on that situation there, I don't think Smale saw the collision with his goaltender. All he sees is his goaltender down, and so he went after the player who he thought did it. Let's hear the penalties.
Gillis gets 2 and 5.
Starting to fill up in that penalty box area, isn't it?
Daigneault gets a 10-minute misconduct. Well, did you hear all the penalties? Ellett winds up with a 10-minute misconduct out of it. That was the last penalty announced. Gillis gets 2 and 5. Daigneault got a 10-minute misconduct for getting in an altercation with Ellett, so they both get 10 for that. Threatening to get into a fight while an altercation was already going on. And minor penalties to Picard for roughing in that initial exchange with Gillis. And I think there'll be more penalties the way this was going, and I don't think you can fault the referee, Bob Myers. They're going to do this, or they're going to do it.
That's right.
3:06 the time of this outbreak in the second period, with the score tied at 3.
When everything's said and done, each team will play a man short.
Yeah, we'll count them out there. That's right, 4 skaters aside. And a lot of teams now practice the 4-on-4 so often because it's a situation you see frequently in the games as Steen comes in on Lance. Making moves, Thomas Steen. Lance stayed with him, and Lidster put the puck on the boards for Cam Neely, clearing it out. Vancouver opened the scoring. Winnipeg had a 2-1 lead. Then it was 3-2 Canucks after 1. Now it's 3-3 as the puck is centered by Cam Neely. Here comes Dale Howardchuk. Moving in on Lance and Lidster. Trying to go through the middle, and Brodeur cleared the puck to Neely, to Gradine, Thomas Gradine. Going wide on Campbell. Campbell took him out. Babbage bumped by Neely, who knocked him down. They're both former Portland Winterhawks, but of different eras. Babbage drafted 4 years ahead of Neely, and here comes the penalty to Babbage. Gradine was hooked to the ice at the side of the net. And I think the fans here felt he took a dive, and then he looked to the referee, but Myers indicated the penalty, and Babbage will go to the penalty box. With the score, Vancouver 3, Winnipeg 3. We will return in a moment.
Can you imagine 4 new millionaires last month alone? And chances are there'll be 4 more millionaires after this month's draw. It's that super lotto that's doing it, you know. Anyone can win. All they need is a ticket, and they get four chances of winning $1 million. Are you listening? They'll be everywhere, in this street, maybe even in here.
Super Lotto gives you 4 chances to win $1 million every month. Are you in?
Now there's Dave Babich, his 5th year in the National Hockey League, drawing a penalty. And Jim, from the Winnipeg Jets standpoint, you can't afford to take a penalty of this type in your own end of the ice. Your team has possession of the puck. You turn around with a little bit of retaliation and hook the player to the ice. So it's too big a game for the Winnipeg Jets to throw them away like that.
Doug Howard knocking it down. Lister lost the puck to Boston. Boston coming in on goal. Boston. Brodeur got it, swept it away. Campbell shoots, scores. Wade Campbell.
What an effort by Laurie Boschman as he just breaks out of his own end. You know, you talk about second and third effort. Not willing to be checked from behind, trying to keep your balance. Brodeur makes an excellent save, 2 actually. But now he's out of position, can't get up. Tries to throw his body at that shot coming from the point, but to no avail as the Jets now have taken over with a 1-goal lead.
A shorthanded goal, and that is the first goal of the season for Wade Campbell. Boschman doing a lot of work to get the assist. Waters also gets an assist on the goal at 4:20.
What that also does is certainly bail out David Babich. You know, he took a foolish penalty and his team ends up scoring a shorthanded goal. You know, from a goaltender, Brodeur made 2 excellent moves right there, but then being down and out, no opportunity of getting up, and the timing on that shot from the point had to be absolutely perfect, and it was.
Winnipeg 4, Vancouver 3 in a seesaw game at the Winnipeg Arena as the goals keep coming. The shots are 21-10. The Jets have 4 goals and 10 shots on goal. Sundstrom to Tandy out of the corner. Vancouver on the power play. Rick Lance with the puck. Sundstrom bumped by Campbell. Sundstrom in traffic, gets it to Tony Tandy. Sundstrom back of the net, lost the puck to Campbell. Campbell checked by Tandy, tying him up. From the point, Rick Lance trying to get away from Boston, who keeps after him. Lance, as McNabb moves into the slot. Lance had his glove knocked off, took a check on the board. McNabb tied up by Campbell. Tandy back to Rick Lance, who missed the puck. Picard racing after it. Lance slowed him up, and Picard took a dive, but no penalty. The crowd didn't think it was a dive, but it sure looked like it. Tandy from behind the net, centered it, nobody there. Rick Lance, shot high. Hallward chasing the puck. Wilson, a fast skater, chasing Hallward, who got rid of it. There's 20 seconds left in this Vancouver power play. The Jets leading 4-3, and Brodeur hangs onto the puck.
Well, if Picard is going to take dives like that, he better take some lessons. And I guess he should contact Bill Barber, who is now coaching in Hershey, because that was pretty obvious, wasn't it?
You know, I think one of the best at taking a dive in the league now is in this game tonight for Vancouver, Tony Tandy. He's getting to be quite a master at it. And of course, Stan Mikita was a great one. But after a while, even when they were hooked, the official said, "No, you've been diving too much. I won't call that penalty." So I don't know if it's such a good idea. The penalty to Babich that has the Jets shorthanded. And for Winnipeg, that's their 9th shorthanded goal of the season, the goal by Wade Campbell. And it's the 12th time this year that Vancouver's power play has given up a shorthanded goal. Mark Curtin with the puck, formerly with the Leafs in Detroit. Strico goes to the puck, couldn't pick it up on the board, has another chance to control it. Babich is back on, the Jets at full strength as Lidster's shot missed the net, and Steele was dumped in front. Wilson and Lidster chasing the puck. Hit Wilson's skate. Strico to the corner, turning with the puck. Good forechecking by Ron Wilson. And Howard keeps it in. McLean in front. Hitter makes a good save on Paul McLean. Picard kept it in. Lidster backhanded to the line. Steele couldn't pick it up. Howard right in. And a good effort by Butcher to block the shot. And Butcher hauled Howard down, and the crowd didn't like that. Skriko with the puck, coming out with Steele and Curtin. Petri Skriko shot. Tipped high and out of play. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Winnipeg Arena.
I was going to a party, I was right on track. I picked up my baby in a pleasure pack. Got to please my friends, she can bet on that. Ex-Canadian in the pleasure pack. Oh yeah, Ex-Canadian in the pleasure pack. 2 big bills for you, back to back. Please my friends, you can bet on that. Ex-Canadian in the pleasure pack. 2 big bills for you, back to back. Oh yeah.
Nearing the 7-minute mark, second period, an event-filled game here at the Winnipeg Arena tonight. And a couple of young fans wearing Canucks sweaters just held up a big banner that said Vancouver Canucks 1986 Stanley Cup champions.
And they got ushered out very quickly.
I wonder why. In Winnipeg, play in the Vancouver zone. From behind the net, Scott Arniel. It's centered. Steen right in front. Backhanded wide as Lance tied him up. Lance and Steen go to the corner. Arniel centering the puck. Hallward from back of the goal. Bradeen tipping it out. LeMay hustling after the puck. Babbage gets to it first. Clears it out. Scott Arniel turning with the puck. Checked from behind by Bradeen as he puts the puck in on Brodeur. Look at the curve in Richard Brodeur's stick. Rick Lance from back of the net. Steen just missed him with a check. Tight from the point, shot deflect. Steen's in front. Weak backhander off the end of the stick. Gradine turned around by Waters, who's very steady on the Jet defense. Now Gradine for LeMay. Waters blocked the pass. Turnbull picked it up, bumped by Neely. Turnbull went right back after him. As the play starts out, this is Jim Kite shooting it in. Kite and Butcher bump near the corner. Now they are going to get going. Where they go? Kite decked Butcher. He hit him right in the face. And Butcher is down. One punch by Jim Kite. Now Cam Neely is talking to Kite. Garth Butcher's a pretty tough kid, but Kite, a big, strong guy, when the glove started to come off, boom, right in the face, and Butcher is on his knees. And the fans standing and cheering are some who say they don't like fights. They don't mind them if the home guy wins.
You're absolutely right. Jim Kite, he just was ushered to the penalty box, and again, it's going to be interesting to see what the penalty call is in this one.
Well, Garth Butcher looks a little groggy after taking that punch to the face from Jim Kite.
The enemy. Rain. A mere 1/8 inch can float your car off the road. Thus the rationale for Vector, Goodyear's unique all-season radio. So advanced, its crisscross tread actually pumps away water to help more tire and your car stay on the road. The Goodyear Vector. It simply performs like no other tire in the world.
When the Canadians won 5 straight Stanley Cups in the 50s, one of the big reasons was my guest tonight on Hockey Legends, defenseman Doug Harvey. Please join us in the second intermission.
Orr and Harvey, two great ones. And Kite got 2 minutes for roughing. I don't know what roughing and what fighting is, but he got 2 minutes and he'll take it. I think he enjoyed that one heavy punch that knocked Butcher right down on the ice. Vancouver on the power play. Petit with the puck. Shot blocked. Good play by Picard to block the shot. Tanny to Lidster. Shot blocked. Sundstrom checked before he could get it away. And Howardchuk did an excellent job tipping the puck away.
Jim, I'm amazed at the intensity of this hockey game. It has gotten better and better.
Sundstrom into the slot. Petit from the point. Deflects wide. Lidster to Sundstrom, who's Vancouver's leading scorer. And the puck is covered up by Picard. And the Canucks complain a bit about the quick whistle. Doug Lidster Played on the 1984 Canadian Olympic team, and he was a 7th-round draft choice when originally drafted by the Canucks in 1980. He's been an excellent player for Vancouver. He's missed 2 games this year, once with a cracked toe and once with his wife had a baby.
And, you know, this has been certainly a learning experience for Lidster. Because he's willing to learn and accept the constructive criticism, he will get better and better.
Babbage flipping the puck out. Winnipeg getting excellent penalty killing. Although overall this year, it has not been one area that Barry Long's been that happy with. They're 13th overall in the league. But they have a shorthanded goal tonight, and the Canuck power play has not picked up a goal. This is their 4th opportunity. Now there's 43 seconds left in the penalty to Kite. Butcher's at the bench, didn't go to the dressing room, so I'll expect he'll be back to play. Stan Smeal brings it in. Doug Hallward shot. Hayward handled it. Hallward from the point again. It's blocked, and that hurt Bosman. But he limps a little bit and then heads to the bench. Bosman blocking the shot by Doug Hallward. Now 19 seconds left in the penalty. Vancouver's only had 12 shots on goal. Or rather, the Jets have only had 12 shots on goal. The Canucks have had 22. In a 4-3 hockey game, we're now halfway through the second period. Rick Lance with the puck, and the penalty's just about over.
When you said shots, Jim, that means capitalizing on your opportunities, isn't it?
That's been one of Vancouver's problems all year, not scoring. It's shot by LeMay, and Hayward handled that all the way as he saw it clearly. And the Canuck power play is now 0 for 4 and has surrendered that big short-handed goal by Wade Campbell. Hallward, originally drafted by the Boston Bruins. Ran into Picard. Good check by Picard. And now the Jets go offside.
Now, that was one of the few times where the Jets actually stayed up on that blue line and made contact. And you know, the way the game is played today, the tendency is for all defensemen, when a rush comes at you, you back in, and then once you do that, then you're really vulnerable to passes through the middle or to a breaking winger. So for a defenseman, when you size up the situation and see that your wingers are covered the way it was, why not stand up at that blue line and make contact? Good play by Picard.
Good contact in this game tonight.
Oh,
Seeing
excellent.
some hits.
Excellent.
That hit earlier in the game by Picard on Gillis, one of the real crunching checks we've seen in a while. Play in the Vancouver zone as Arneal and Lidster bump in the corner. Curtin bumped on the boards by Steen, who digs out the puck. Steen shoots! And he was robbed by Brodeur. As Curtin gets it on the boards, McAdam couldn't pick it up. Curtin is centering Lantier and McAdam for Vancouver against Steen, Arneal, and Turnbull. Now Butcher and Kite are out there again. Watch them in front of the net. Here they go. Here they go. Butcher's come back. Jim Kite, Garth Butcher. I'll give Butcher marks for some courage here. He gets in a couple. Kite is bigger, stronger. But he showed up after that earlier punch.
Absolutely. I give Butcher a lot of marks for that. I wonder if I would have come back after something like that. I don't think I would have wanted to tangle Kite. So good for Butcher, and that'll give his team quite a lift.
Kite and Butcher guided to the penalty box. Of course, Kite is a big, tough kid. Originally a first-round draft choice. And now he'll sit out for 5, and so will Butcher as Ron Smith looks on.
Ask us about CN. All 150 of us. We're all here because you helped to modernize our dockyard. Built a machine to lift ships out of the water so we can work on them. A vote of confidence. Without it, we might not be here. Ask us in Newfoundland, CN. We know who you're in business for.
Major penalties to Garth Butcher and Jim Kite. 5 apiece at 11:01 of the second period. And there's lots happening in the Winnipeg Arena tonight. Petit with the puck. Babbage after it along the boards. It kicks loose to Arneal. Petit from back of the net. Turnbull goes after him. Lantier coming out with the puck. Jean-Marc Lantier was called up from Fredericton in the American League a few weeks ago. Back to the point to Doug Lidster. Shot blocked, and here comes the Jets. Terry Turnbull and Scott Arniel. Turnbull with the puck. The T moves to him. Play was broken up. Babbage scooping it in. Lidster missing it. The T from back of the net. There's Turnbull after him with an elbow. And Steen was right in front. The T and Turnbull have got something going. Steen making moves. Centering it. Arniel shot stopped by Richard Brodeur. The T scooping it out. McAdam going after. So is Babbage. Tim Waters. Boston just failed to pick it up coming in over the Vancouver line. Boston blocked the shot earlier that shook him up a bit, but he's right back out there. 7:45 left, second period. Smale bumped into Boston. Keeps going. Boston with the puck. Sundstrom took him in the corner, but doesn't stop him along the boards. Jim Nill. Now it's Smale out of the corner. Lance staying with him. Lance bumping with Nill. Former teammates in Vancouver. Nill keeps working for the puck. Hallward in front, swept it away, and it tipped off Gillis' stick. Vancouver's all-time record against Winnipeg is 17 wins, 10 losses, and 6 ties. Well, that was the former Winnipeg team. This year, the Jets have the edge over the Canucks, 3-2-1. Waters shot, blocked. Tandy clearing it up to Gillis, to Sundstrom, coming in on Babbage, joined by Gillis. Gillis for Tandy in front, intercepted by Smale, coming back. Smale showing his good speed to get back and help out. Petit loses in his own zone, and it's tipped away by Lidster, and Petit brings it out. Sundstrom and Tandy with him. The pass to Tandy. Tony Tandy for Sundstrom. Couldn't reach it. Howard-Chuck and Hallward go after the puck. Icing called in Winnipeg. Now with another Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Dave Hodge.
The Minnesota North Stars are on the scoreboard with a nice goal. Dave Richter out of the penalty box. Keith Acton does the rest. In alone on Rick Wamsley with a nice move to the backhand. It is 2-1 in favor of St. Louis.
Some nice moves in that one.
Absolutely, and here with the Winnipeg Jets, they've certainly increased their tempo in this second period, and you notice now that they're always in motion when they receive a pass instead of standing still, and that's really the game of the Winnipeg Jets. They have a skating team, so use that speed.
Face off to the right of goaltender Brian Hayward. Mark Barron, who's also only 24, is the backup for the Jets. Frank Caprice is Vancouver's backup to Richard Brodeur. Arniel to Turnbull, coming in on Lance. Lance broke up the play and starts out with the puck. Followed up by Dino. Dino tied up by Arniel. Back checking in. Here comes Steen with the puck. Lost it to Thomas Gradine. 6 minutes left, second period. Winnipeg 4, Vancouver 3. Turnbull, Nill, Babbage, and Campbell have scored the Winnipeg goals. The Vancouver goals all in the first period by Curtin, LeMay, and Smeel. LeMay tips it in, goes after it. Neely missed it on the boards, and Smale starts back, and a Vancouver player hammered at the end board. Mo LeMay looks injured. I think Babbage is the guy who nailed LeMay, and Brian Hayward, the goaltender, comes out to check on the injured Vancouver player.
Looks like a shoulder, too,
They're
Jim.
concerned about Mo LeMay, who's having his best ever season in the NHL, but he just felt a devastating check. I think Babbage is the one who hit him back in the play.
Now, talking to John Ferguson, and we talked about Babbage, and he really hasn't materialized in the player that they thought they would be. You know, he has the strength and the weight to really throw some devastating checks, and he hasn't done that.
No, Campbell is getting the penalty, so I was false in accusing Babbage. Campbell is getting a major penalty. From the Winnipeg Arena, this is Hockey Night in Canada.
Molson Canadian. Taste that'll stop you cold.
Dance to the music. Dance to the music.
obviously some confusion on the ice. Campbell was assessed a major penalty for high sticking. But now Babbage is going into the penalty box, and we did originally think it was Babbage, and I think that's the man who's going to get the penalty. It was behind the Winnipeg goal, and the play had started back up the ice. And LeMay, there you see Mo LeMay at the Vancouver bench. It was Babbage and not Campbell getting the major penalty. 5 minutes for high sticking.
And when we talk about hitting, and I'm sure that John Ferguson, Barry Long don't mean with a stick. They mean with his shoulder or the hip. So what an opportunity here for the Vancouver Canucks now.
Mind you, the Canuck power play has been a problem all year, and tonight it hasn't scored, and it's their 5th opportunity now, and this time a full 5-minute power play. And how often do you see on a 5-minute power play a team really doesn't do that much? Daniel shooting it in. They always seem to think they have so much time, and then the time evaporates. The Jets are getting excellent penalty killing, and Picard playing a strong game on their defense, clearing the puck out. Vancouver's power play, number 15 is Daniel, number 4 is Lance, as Neil goes into forecheck and steals the puck. Centered it! And Boston tipped it just wide. Daniel coming out as Smeal on his right, McNabb on his left. Stan Smeal coming in over to Peter McNabb, and tipped to Daniel. Daniel shot, hit a leg in front. Lance with the puck. Gets the return pass from Tandy. The shot, loose puck in front, poked to the side. And Picard jumps on that puck, and he's playing a solid game on the Jet defense. Now they're making changes on the move as Sundstrom, Tandy, and Lantier are up front on Vancouver's power play.
Jim, it's important for the Canucks when they come out of their own end, again, that the players are in motion. And when they make that one pass, the whole line is together and they're at top speed. That way you can beat somebody at the blue line. But it seems that right now the Canucks are all standing still when they get a pass.
Smail doing some excellent checking while killing the penalty. Now Lance too far ahead for Tandy. Waters goes to the puck. Tripped up by Lantier. And now Waters looks hurt. And Jean-Marc Lantier is going to get the penalty for tripping up Tim Waters back of the net.
It's been a busy night for the trainers.
And Chuck Babcock comes out to check on Tim Waters. And Lantier is going to get the penalty. And they're going to give him a major. It might be the first major of his career. He appeared to trip up Waters going back of the net. And Jack McElharty does not agree. A 5-minute penalty. So Waters limps off, and the Jets still have their 1-goal lead.
It's been quite a season, eh, guys? Now, we've got a few awards to give out, but first, we better thank Esso. Pretty good-looking awards, aren't they? Now, the most sportsmanlike player medal goes to Billy Matthews.
When we see the look on their faces, we know why we do it. It's teaming up with you that makes us better, too.
You make us better, you do. Esso.
Jean-Marc Lantier in the penalty box, and he is getting a major penalty. 5 minutes for cross-checking. Although it looked like he just tripped up Waters going around behind the net. We'll take a look here. No, he cross-checked him. No question about that. Into the boards, and the referee thinks that is worth 5 minutes. So, back-to-back majors to Babbage and Lantier, both behind that same goal. A lot of action even behind the nets tonight. Larry Ashley, the Vancouver trainer. And the trainers, you say, are awfully busy.
Guy could get hurt in this game, the way things are going here.
Right. 3:50 left, second period. Winnipeg 4, Vancouver 3. The team's at equal strength right now as Doug Smail makes a move. Oh, can he dance? He can really skate. Thomas Gradin from back of the net. Gradin is playing with a hairline fracture in his ankle. And you might wonder why he's playing at this stage of the year. As Hallwood moves in, missed the net. Gradin from the board. Hallwood at the point. Put it in front. Kovacs off the post, and Gradin knocked it down. Gradin coming in the slot. Shoots, and it went off of Campbell's leg. Right place at the right time. Smail almost got a breakaway. But intercepted by Gradin. Ran into traffic. Got knocked down by Picard and bumped by and here comes Campbell. Going for his second goal of the year. All of a sudden, he thinks he's a goal scorer.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Wilson centering it, Smeal intercepts. 2:53 left in the period. Jim Kite. Tipped away by Hallward. The teams are still at equal strength with the majors to Babbage and Lantier in effect. The T getting rid of the puck, and it goes into Jet territory, and Kite goes back after it as Curtin goes into forecheck. Jim Kite from Ottawa, played junior in Cornwall. He was 21 years old on Thursday. Now to Dale Howardchuk, the captain of the Jets. Look at the moves. The backhanders just kicked wide. I think Brodeur got his skate on it. Skriko with the puck. Petri Skriko. Try to get it to Curtin. It deflects to Hayward, who's only handled 14 shots, or 24 shots in this game. And the Canucks have had only 14 on Brodeur. Daniel from center ice. Ron Wilson moving in on him. And Wilson goes after Lance. Kite checked by Curtin. Kite, who has impaired hearing, wears a special hearing aid in his helmet. Now going to the benches, they make a change. Daniel with the puck, faced by Jim Nill, number 17 of the Jets. Formerly with the Blues, the Canucks, and the Bruins. Obtained from Boston in the Lukowicz trade. Still very popular here in Winnipeg. A good hard worker. The key member of the Vancouver Canucks in their 1982 playoff run. As Rick Lance rushes in on Robert Picard. Lance, shot, rebound, Tanny scores! No red light.
Oh, that was in the middle of the net.
I thought it was in. I haven't seen the red light come on yet. Is it a goal or not?
That was right in the middle of the net. I don't believe that one.
They have not turned on the light. Now the goal judge, it might have happened so fast. And Bob Myers is now talking to the officials at center ice. Is it a goal or not?
All right, we're going to, maybe they'd like to use our replay on that. All right. Here it comes.
No doubt about it.
Right in the middle of the net.
It counts as a goal.
I guess.
Tony Tanny ties it at 4-all.
Well, one thing, Jim, you know, that trailer coming late, you know, the ability to pick up a man. Two Winnipeg Jets went after the same guy, and that left Tanny all by himself. And there was no question on that one. I don't know, maybe the goal judge should get his eyes checked, but I don't know how he could miss that one.
Well, it did hit that bar in the back of the net, and it happened so quickly, he just didn't see any net bulge. He didn't know where the puck went, obviously, or he turned that light on. And it's been a tough year for goal judges. With these tight nets and the new canvas around, there have been a lot of in-and-out goals this year. Lance and Daniel get assists on the goal at 18:47 with the teams 5 aside. And it's 4-all, anybody's game. The Canucks last in the Smythe division after their third straight win as Nill comes in on goal. The Jets second in the Smythe division after their 8th consecutive win. As Michel Petit moves in on Ellett with 46 seconds left in the period. And they go offside as Gradine went in too soon. This time I'd like to pass along a special hello to hospital patients and shut-ins. There's many fans who can't get out to hockey games but enjoy Hockey Night in Canada. So a special hello to you folks tonight from Winnipeg Arena. For Brian Hayward and the Jets are locked in a 4-4 tie.
I wondered when you were going to do that. I was waiting for you to. Glad you did.
Well, I like to do that.
Well, it's been an entertaining hockey game as the lead has changed several times. And again, we get a look at it, of that rebound that Hayward left out there. And of course, Tandy or anybody could have scored that one with Hayward down and out. And he went to his backhand and slid it in very easily.
From that angle, you couldn't really tell for sure whether or not it hit the crossbar, but from the back, as you can see it go right into the goal for the 36th goal of the season for Tony Tandy, who has missed some hockey this year with knee problems. He wears special knee braces, but he's quite a sniper. Mullen shot. Brodeur had trouble but stopped it. As Brian Mullen got good wood on that one. We're now into the last half minute of the second period, setting the stage for what should be an interesting third period. We've had a parade of penalties. We've had 5 fights. We've had 8 goals. And here comes Dale Howardchuk. Hallward poking the puck loose. Mullen picked it up. Howardchuk from back of the net. Mullen's in front. Ellett shot. Deflects just wide. Continuous pressure by Winnipeg. Mullen centering it. McLean and Steele go after it as time runs out. And that eventful second period is over.
Well, as you had mentioned, Jim, we've had a little bit of everything, but I am amazed at the intensity that both teams are putting out here. For the Winnipeg Jets, a very important game. Vancouver Canucks are out of it, but they're playing like this is a playoff game for them.
So the score is a 4-4 tie, and now here's Dave Hodge.
Forget a little bit of everything. How about lots of everything in this game? Lots of goals, lots of penalties, and lots of arguments in between everything else. It is a 4-4 tie at the end of 2 periods of play. Coming up in our second intermission, part 1 on Bobby Orr and the hockey legends of the legend of defense great Doug Harvey. That's next. The score after 2 periods, again, Vancouver 4 and Winnipeg 4.
The great Toe Blake told me that Doug Harvey played defense in a rocking chair, always calm, cool, always in control. Is this the way you felt when you played?
Bob, I didn't get too excited. I was able to sleep before the games, but I also found if you had a little tension, you played better. And I think if you lose that entirely, you'll go down very quickly. It might have looked I was calm, and I think I had the game summed up pretty well. And they always brought up that rocking chair bit when they were signing the contract, but I told them they were using me a lot on the ice and they should pay me accordingly. But so we used to have a couple arguments there, but basically I did play it the easy way, I think. And like yourself, you were a great skater, you carried the puck a lot. I moved the puck a little bit differently, in that way. That was our system with Canadians. And so basically I guess Toe was right. He always told me he never made a mistake, so I have to go along with him there.
Doug Harvey and Bobby Orr, representatives of 2 separate generations, each considered the premier defenseman of his time while playing in the National Hockey League. There were similarities between the two. Both preferred to take charge by possession of the puck. While Orr is said to have changed the game in this manner, Harvey's influence was just as profound in his day. Harvey joined the Montreal Canadiens in 1947. And by the mid-50s, both the team and the individual had matured into champions. The Canadiens winning the first of 5 consecutive Stanley Cups. And Harvey, his first of 7 Norris trophies as the NHL's top defenseman.
You were the quarterback for the Canadiens team that won 5 consecutive Stanley Cups. Why was that team so consistently strong?
I think basically, Bobby, we were together a lot. We fished and played ball in the summer together. We stayed together after the games, went out together on the road. Even at home, we'd often go out with our wives together. I think that was it. We had some good hockey players, no doubt about it. But I think Toe Blake was a big factor. He kept the boys happy. I never saw an incident all those years. We had about 6 fellas that were trying for the scoring championship, so you had to keep them happy on power plays and such. I think all in all, it was team spirit. The team that doesn't want to lose won't lose too often, and we did not enjoy losing, and that would wrap it up pretty good.
Were the 5 consecutive cups your biggest thrill during your career?
Bobby, yes, when you look back, they were, but I also think we were 10 years in a row in the finals, and we won 6 cups out of that 10 years. I think when I look back, that 10 years in the finals was every bit, maybe more important than the Stanley Cups, because a couple we lost went in the 7th game in overtime and such. You know, there's just a post here or there that can mean it. So, I mean, if you can make the finals, you have to be a pretty consistent team, and I think I pride that more than the 6 Stanley Cups, really.
Well, first of all, he had great ability, but on top of that, he was a highly intelligent hockey player. And he was the major on the ice, kept the head up, could look one way and pass the puck with genuine accuracy. I remember on the power play, for instance, he'd be on the left point, Boom Boom be on the right side, Moore would be over here, but the guy he had lined up was way over here to the right of the net, the Rocket. So he'd look at Moore as if he were going to pass it there, he'd slide it over the Rocket and it was right in the net. A great talent. Could control the game. If the game was getting out of hand, give it to Mr. Harvey, he'll slow it down. That's why, you know, I look upon him on my all-time all-star team as the fellow who plays with Bobby Orr.
In total, Harvey spent 14 seasons with the Canadiens, the keystone of a team that dominated the National Hockey League and gave descriptive meaning to the word dynasty. And Harvey's influence on hockey was just as powerful. He received 9 first-team All-Star defense nominations, a total only Orr with 8 has come close to.
How do you think a couple old duffers like us would do in today's game?
Bobby, you'd have no trouble anywhere. Great skater that you were, and myself, I passed the puck pretty well and head man it. I think generally a good hockey player in any era would stand up in another era, but I don't think we'd have too much trouble, really.
It's okay to play with an Oreo, as long as you say please. Playing with the pepper will only make you sneeze. Yes, it's okay to play with an Oreo, as long as you say please. You may be 67 and you might be only 4, but to open up an Oreo never becomes a bore. It's okay to play with an Oreo, 'cause that's what they are for.
Mr. Christie, you make good cookies.
Bobby Orr and the Hockey Legends was brought to you by Planters Nuts, the legend of quality and freshness.
Part 2 of the legend of Doug Harvey next week on Hockey Night in Canada. Replay is next as we look back at the second period and the opening 20 minutes of this strange and entertaining game here in Winnipeg.
Hockey Night in Canada replay, brought to you by Apple Computers and authorized Apple dealers throughout Canada.
Vancouver led 3-2 after 1 period of play. The Winnipeg Jets on the power play tied it early in the second period. A great pass from Dale Howardchuk to David Babbage breaking in from the left point, and Richard Brodeur is turned right around, has no chance to stop Babbage's 12th goal of the season, and the game is tied at 3. Brodeur has a part in the go-ahead goal for the Jets. Unwittingly, he sends it out to the point to Wade Campbell after making a nice play on Laurie Boschman. And Brodeur is helpless to stop that shot from Campbell from going all the way into the net. And now the somewhat disputed goal by Tony Tanti, though there was no doubt it was in. Rick Lands made a good play. The puck lies there. Sundstrom goes for it. He's hooked down, and then Tanti has an open net to put it into, and out it comes quickly. After some deliberations, the goal stood, and it's 4-4 after 2 periods.
Hockey Night in Canada replay, brought to you by Apple Computers and authorized Apple dealers throughout Canada.
To prove anyone can learn to use Apple's Macintosh overnight, we'll give you one to test drive overnight. And to prove Macintosh is the only business computer you can learn to use overnight, we challenge any other computer company to match our offer. Well, we're waiting.
One of the proudest beers ever brewed in this country is walking a lot taller. But one thing hasn't changed.
Keeps on going down easy, looking and tasting just right.
Hey, you remember last year when we went ice fishing? Yeah. Never again. Hey, I got a bite. That was frostbite. It wasn't frostbite. You never come out.
You keep on drinking your expo, 'cause it keeps on tasting great.
Next week on Hockey Night in Canada, a Norris Division matchup between 2 great old rivals, Detroit and Toronto. See John Ogrodnik, Ron Duguay, and Darryl Settler for the Red Wings. 2 teams no longer in a playoff battle, but still promising good entertainment. Next week, the Red Wings and the Leafs on Hockey Night in Canada.
The St. Louis Blues have a 2-goal lead after 2 periods. They lead Minnesota 3-1, and it's a shorthanded goal by Doug Gilmour that restores the Blues' 2-goal margin. Gilly Malash vacates the net and allows Gilmour to put it in. 3-1, St. Louis over Minnesota. The Blues would lead the Norris Division by 5 if they win that game. Chicago idle tonight. tonight. Mark Johnson and Jorgen Pettersson had the earlier goals for St. Louis. Keith Acton scored for Minnesota. The Calgary-Los Angeles game has not yet started. The Flames chasing Winnipeg for second place in the Smythe division. Philadelphia beat New Jersey 5-3, the Flyers' 10th win in a row. That was an afternoon game. Dave Poulin had a pair. And Hartford is on top of Boston 5-2 with rookie Ray Ferraro scoring 3 times.
Here at the Winnipeg Arena, the Canucks and the Jets in a 4-4 tie. And there's a look at the second period scoring. Babbitt's goal was on a power play. It's his 12th of the season. Wade Campbell's was a shorthanded goal, his first goal of the season. Tony Tandy's the in-and-out goal, his 36th of the campaign. And the Jets outshot the Canucks 9-6 in that period. 26-16, Vancouver's edge in shots on goal to the first 40 minutes. Curtin, LeMay, Smeal, and Tandy scoring for Vancouver. Turnbull, Nil, Babbage, and Campbell for Winnipeg. A couple of players were hurt, Gary Dornhofer, late in the second period. Tim Waters of the Jets, Mo LeMay of the Canucks. We'll have to watch and see if they come back. There's a lot of thumping in this one.
Absolutely, Jim. And, you know, through the course of the year, the games that I've worked, I haven't seen much of that. In fact, some of the best collisions that I've seen is when 2 players of the same team collide. So this is something different, and I really enjoy the good contact. Not so much the fighting that takes place, but the physical contact in the corners, and that's part of the game, and some of the sacrifices that a player has to make for his team, the willingness to go in there even though you know you're going to get hit from behind.
Here come the Jets in their home white, blue, and red. Look for that number 7, and there he is. Tim Waters coming on the ice. And Jimmy Nill, hard worker from Hannah. We always kid him saying Lanny McDonald is from Jim Nill's hometown. This program is copyrighted and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited. Well, we saw Mo LeMay, number 14, skating by in a Vancouver uniform as you look at Robert Picard. And Tim Waters, number 7 of the Jets, also came out there, so they were shaken up, but I guess they're all right. Picard, we've been praising his play tonight, but if you go by plus minuses, I guess you have to say Robert Picard is -4, and I was surprised to see that.
Well, let's say he's made some good contact, some good hits, but behind his blue line, he has been on the ice for 4 goals that the Vancouver Canucks have scored. You know, and it's not always the individual's player's fault. That's why sometimes plus and minus is a fair assessment of a player's game that particular night.
36-year-old Barry Long at the bench, and his assistant coaches are Bill Sutherland, who works upstairs, and Rick Bonus working at the bench as Howard Chuckin fakes a shot. Babbage blocked by Curtin. Mark Curtin getting behind Babbage. Cut off by Steen. Makes the big play. Thomas Steen winds up with the puck. Vancouver is short-handed as we start the final period. Jean-Marc Lantier's major penalty still in effect for 34 seconds. Doug Litzter couldn't get wood on the puck, but it's cleared out by Mark Curtin. Brian Hayward in goal for Winnipeg. Richard Brodeur for Vancouver, and Howard Chuck has the puck. He's had 1 assist tonight. And they go in offside as Mullen complains to referee Randy Mitten. And we have Howard Chuck and Petit now having a little exchange. Well, we've had a lot of penalties tonight. A total of 98 minutes. Steen and his teammates. Well, Steen hasn't been involved that much as penalties. They have 52 minutes. Vancouver has 46.
You know, when you look at the strength of the Winnipeg Jets, the center ice position, and Steen being one of the players that has 30 goals. The other one, Boschman, and of course Howard Chuck with 46. And when you get that kind of scoring from the center ice position, that's something to be reckoned with come playoff time.
Now, before the game today, Barry Long said he was just going to throw out 4 lines and not match lines. Well, he's changed his mind now during the game because of the situation. He now has his checking line, Boschman's line, out against Sundstrom. Tandy.
A checking line that can score, eh?
Well, they're on a power play, actually, in this situation, but the penalty's just about over. As Sundstrom and Tandy kill the penalty, now Lancier comes out of the penalty box. So believe it or not, the penalty box is empty.
for one of the few times tonight's game. But you know, you look at Boschman and Smale and Nil considered a checking line, and Boschman and Smale both have 30 goals. So when you can shut down an opposition's top line and still score your goals, boy, what an asset that is.
Jimmy Nil is right alongside of Tony Taddy as this face-off is at the Vancouver line. Picard shooting it in. Butcher goes to the puck. Smale moves in on him. And the puck is tipped down the ice. Picard back after it. And icing is called on Vancouver with 1 minute and 14 seconds gone in the third period. These teams meet again in Vancouver next Wednesday. Neither team plays, or I shouldn't say neither team. Vancouver plays Monday in Minnesota. But the Jets have between now and next Wednesday off. They have very few games in the last part of the season before the year down to the playoffs. That's Frankie Caprice from Hamilton, Ontario. There's the backup goaltender to Richard Brodeur, and there is Mark Barron, college player at the University of Wisconsin, a 24-year-old rookie backup for the Jets. Ellett keeping it in now. Patrick Sundstrom to Tony Tanti. Back to Sundstrom. Coming in on Ellett. Drop pass to Tanti. Checked by Picard. Tanti's pass for the point intercepted by Howardchuk. So the Jets are back fighting fire with fire. Howardchuk against Sundstrom. And Howardchuk stick handling. Nice play. The shot. Oh! It went behind Brodeur, came to the other side, and Mullen missed two great chances to score on that great play by Dale Howardchuk.
Now Mullen's wondering, what in the world do I have to do to get number 30? But again, Jim, both teams are really backing out. They're not really challenging. We've only seen it on one occasion. That was when Picard made a stand at the blue line, but everybody's backing in, backing in. Keep an eye on 19 Mullen. You notice how the flow all goes to Howardchuk? That leaves Mullen all alone. And that puck did go right off the goalpost and then off the side of the net. And Mullen just goes back to the bench scratching his head. Will somebody hit me in the rear and make that puck go in and get this over with?
Richard Brodeur shaken up there as Larry Ashley talks to him. Brodeur's had a rather unusual season. He had a very poor start, was winless, was sent to Fredericton when he was waived through the NHL. No doubt his rather large contract was one reason why the teams didn't take Richard. Then he's come back and has played exceptionally well. He's been injured a couple of times with a neck problem, but overall he's played very well.
He's stretching out the one leg, Jim. Might indicate a slight knee injury or strained ligaments.
Trying to stay in. He nods his head, says all right.
So it can't be that bad to stay in there. He's a battler.
But there's a little guy at 5'7" as Caprice comes off the ice with Larry Ashley. Caprice was in the nets for Vancouver's most recent game, Thursday's 3-2 win in New Jersey.
Just think of all the exposure that the trainers have received tonight, right across Canada.
Not so much the backup guys, though. You haven't noticed Kenny Flager on the ice, the backup trainer for the Vancouver Canucks. Wants his friends in Drumheller to see him at least once on TV. And Smokey Jack Stouffer, the backup to Chuck Badcock, the trainer of the Winnipeg Jets. And what a job those guys do, believe me. That's the toughest job in sports, I think. Being a trainer, a National Hockey League team. As the puck is knocked down by the Jets bench with 2.5 minutes gone. Third period, a 4-4 tie. Scott Arniel rolled it in front. Rick Lance with the puck. Arniel goes after him and almost stole it. Now does steal it. Turnbull gets the puck. There's a penalty coming up to Lance for tripping Turnbull, or tripping Arniel rather, back of the net. Rick Lance will get the penalty, and the Jets will go on the power play. From the arena in Winnipeg, this is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
In the land of Dairy Queen.
Treat yourself to a mountain of a taste. The Peanut Buster Parfait, only $1.59. Oh, what a delight. The double delight, only $1.59. Or the incredible Dairy Queen Banana Split, now just $1.59 at Dairy Queen.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Rick Lance getting the penalty for tripping Arniel back of the net after Lance lost the puck to Arniel. Here's a look at it.
Now keep an eye just the left of the behind the net as the trip comes up, and immediately Barry Long sends out his big shooters. Howard-Chuck with 15 power play goals. McLean with 12.
Watch McLean go to the front of the net, number 15. On the points, they have Babbage and Steen playing the points, with Randy Carlisle not playing tonight. Steen is the other point man. Carlisle would often be there. This is Steen with the puck. Tipped around in front of the net. Mullen from the corner. Fell and lost the puck when he bumped into the referee. This is Paul McLean putting it in the slot for Steen. Lost it. Stan Smeel comes out with the puck. Shot it in. Vancouver's penalty killing has been a disaster all season. It's 21st and last in the league. And the Jet power play is very good. It's 6th best overall in percentage. And Howard-Chuck, a real engineer on the power play. Babbage at the left point, couldn't keep it onside.
Jim Mullen has fallen down a couple of times, once in the Vancouver end of the ice, and then he collided with his goaltender in his own end. He may have lost the edge of his skate, and I'm sure going for that 30th goal, he doesn't want to leave the ice. Figure if I'm going to get one, it might be on the power play.
Brian Mullen from New York City. Brother Joe with the St. Louis Blues. Brian was a 7th round draft choice in 1980 out of the University of Wisconsin. And a fine pick for the Winnipeg Jets. Now he has to leave the ice as he goes to that bench with 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the penalty to Lance. Howard-Chuck, McLean, now Steen moves up on right wing. Ellett and Babbage are on the points. Vancouver's penalty killers are number 23, Gradine, number 17, Sundstrom, number 5, Butcher, number 2, Hallward. Babbage with the puck. The score is 4-all as Ellett shoots it in. Butcher failed to clear it out. Babbage making the moves on the boards, ran into Butcher. Puck is kept in. Howard-Chuck's pass intercepted by Sundstrom, lost it. It bounces to Butcher, hands it to Babbage. He shoots. Brodeur stopped it. And it went over the glass. Couple of giveaways there.
I was just going to say, for a while there, the teams were giving the puck back and forth to each other, playing very sloppy. You know, in this game, you really do have time to make a play or time to carry the puck out of your own end. But at other times, Jim, that puck is like a grenade with the pin taken out.
Dave Ellett going over to the Winnipeg bench from Bowling Green University. 4th round pick in '82. Now they have Howard-Chuck on the point with Babbage at the left side. Boschman for the face-off against Sundstrom. Sundstrom got the draw to Hallward. Failed to clear it out off the glass. Babbage shot a rolling puck wide. Howard-Chuck checked by Gradine. The Jets keep possession. Smale to Boschman. The great junior in Brandon with the Wheat Kings. On a line with Propp and Allison, and what a line that was. Smale. Boschman going for the net. Howard-Chuck scores! Dale Howard-Chuck.
Coaches place a lot of emphasis on playing without the puck. Now, I hope we can see Dale Howard-Chuck move into an opening. Once all the players' backs are turned, look at there to the left of your screen, he's moving. He's wide open because everybody is attracted by the puck carrier. And now you see Jim Nill in front causing interference against Brodeur. Now, he could almost be called for a penalty on that play, but it looks like the defenseman is pushing him into the net. But the ability to move into an opening and then being set up perfectly. Excellent play by the Jets.
Boschman and Smale get the assists on Howard-Chuck's goal at 4:27. It's 5-4 Winnipeg. That's the second time that Nill has bumped Brodeur when a goal has been scored. When Campbell scored the shorthanded goal, well, it was Waters that time in front of the net, but one of the earlier goals, Nill was tangled up with Brodeur, and the Canucks were really unhappy about that. But he's doing his job in front of the net. And that's where the action is. 5-4 Winnipeg. Arneal coming in. Arneal to the slot. And Brodeur makes the save. It's 5-4 Jets to Smeel. Passes tipped away from Skriko. Steen and Lidster after the puck. Doug Lidster turning away from Steen, who keeps after him from behind. We played 5 minutes, 20 seconds, third period. Canucks on a rather sloppy change as Petit's pass bounces off Campbell. Mullen coming in with Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck, shot, tipped wide. Back of the net, McLean fighting for the puck. It slides to Mo LeMay, who survived that heavy hit by Babbage. Gradine with the puck. LeMay picks it up, coming in on Babbage, who poked it away from him. Gradine grabs McLean's stick and holds on. And then McLean took Gradine to the ice as Lance moves in. Neely's shot way off the target. Dale Howardchuk's power play goal has the Jets in front 5-4. That's his 47th goal of this season. And now the Canucks are called for icing the puck as you look at the captain of the Jets, who's just put his team in front by 1.
From Neil Simon comes a comedy about falling in love.
I couldn't take my eyes off your voice.
And out of love.
Just leave me alone.
And in love.
Marry me.
Thanks for popping the question. I was too nervous to ask.
Make room for Daryl.
And out of love.
How's he taking it?
Real man. And in love. Neil Simon's The Slugger's Wife.
Starts Friday at a theater near you. Check your local listings.
Play now underway at the Vancouver line. Sundstrom with the puck, lost it. Boston picks it up. Shot stopped by Brodeur. Big rebound. Tipped away by Daigneault. Sundstrom put it off the boards. Right to Babbage. Shot from the point. Missed the net. Almost went through the boards, that one. Smale from back of the goal. Nils in front. Lance checking Nil near the corner. Smale and Daigneault battling for the puck. Patrick Sundstrom goes to it. Sundstrom was a 9th round draft choice. The guy with the puck. Didn't get far in that rush. The Jets will try and tighten it up now. They lead by a goal with 13 minutes left on the clock. Vancouver had the big edge in the play in the first period when they outshot the Jets 20-7. Now Steen coming in on Butcher. In the slot, Arneal. Brodeur made the save. Arneal, shot. Sundstrom with the puck. To Tandy. Lost it to Kite. Over to Tim Waters. Jerry Gillis checking Waters, who dumped it in. Terry Turnbull goes to the puck. Butcher goes to Turnbull. And Stan Smeel winds up with the puck, goes right to Kite at the point. Puck seem to be sagging a little bit here. They are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights on the road. They played Wednesday in Buffalo, won there, and Thursday in New Jersey.
That has something to do with it too, Jim. And also the Jets, they're getting their game going. That's their skating game. They're forcing the Vancouver Canucks at every opportunity. And, just skating them right into the ice. And that's what you have to do with a team that's played 3 games in 4 nights. Make them work.
Arneal having a good shift. Intercepted by Petit, but McNabb is trapped coming out offside.
Jim, you mentioned an interesting point there about people getting in front of the net. We're looking at Hayward and also Brodeur. When that happens, what alternative do goaltenders have other than let the players know that that's their territory? You better get out or pay the consequences. So they use that goal stick on the ankles or the back of the legs or in the back. And one thing, and there's our update game with St. Louis leading 3-1 in the 3rd period. And the Hartford Whalers are still in it, mathematically anyway, as they defeat the Boston Bruins. So one thing a player realizes, Jim, just to finish that point, is that when they come in the league, they know exactly what's going to happen when they get near that goal crease.
Nil was in front of the net on the goals by Babbage and Boschman on the power play. And Waters was in front of Brodeur on the shorthanded goal by Campbell. And that traffic in front was a factor in all 3 of those Winnipeg goals. Ellett to the corner. McNabb goes after him, and Petit winds up with the puck. And it's offside again at the Winnipeg blue line with 11 minutes and 21 seconds left in the 3rd period.
It's a good time for the great day. The McDonald's Bacon Double Cheeseburger has been so successful, we're gonna keep the sizzle going until March 31st. That's right, a little more time to enjoy that great taste of 2 100% pure beef patties, a slice of processed cheese, and sizzling bacon. The McDonald's Bacon Double Cheeseburger for only $1.49. Now held over until March 31st.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Better hurry.
Playing Winnipeg territory, Petit keeping it in along the boards. Skriko from back of the net. Skriko, shot hit the outside of the post. Babbage checking Skriko. What a difference in size. But those little sprinkles pretty good along the boards. And the play is stopped, and there's going to be a penalty called in there by referee Bob Myers. Not sure who's going to get the gate here, but Jimmy Nill is starting towards the penalty box. So it looks like Vancouver will go on the power play with the Jets 5, the Canucks 4. We will return in a moment.
Okay, guys, what are we doing for my birthday? Well, we thought we'd just take you down to RJ's for a beer. But it's my birthday. So? Should have told us sooner.
Thanks, guys. I love surprises. That was great. RJ, bring him the bill. Nice. Keeps on tasting great.
Well, Jim Nill has given the Vancouver Canucks an opportunity to engineer their power play as he draws a 2-minute cross-checking penalty. It has not been a good night for the Canucks via the power play. What is it, 0 for 5 now, Jim?
That's what I got them for, but with all those penalties, I can't be sure. I think this is their 6th opportunity in the game. And as we mentioned earlier, it's been a problem for them all season as Sundstrom took the shot, blocked. Taddy from back of the net. Sundstrom goes to the puck. Lantier to Sundstrom. On the pointer, Lanston Daigneault. Now J.J. Daigneault with the puck. Patrick Sundstrom hands it away. Taddy recovers. Taddy tripped by Boston. Got away neatly with that one. Isn't what you do, it's what you get caught doing. We're 10:20 left on the clock. 5-4 Winnipeg. The Jets have been getting excellent penalty killing. They've got Smale and Steen up front, and they wind up with the puck. They're such excellent skaters. Now Taddy brings it in. Sundstrom. Daigneault shot. Blocked in front. Taddy centering it. And it's swept aside by Ellett. Good work by Daigneault to keep it in. Picard gets it out and down the ice. 57 seconds left in Jim Nill's penalty. Teams making changes. Howardchuk a steal. Howardchuk right in. Score! Dale Howardchuk.
Well, 2 occasions now, the Winnipeg Jets have taken advantage of giveaways on the power play. And Howardchuk, boy, he's got a million moves. He can go to the right, he can go to the left. And the fans are enjoying every minute of it. Gradin gets stripped of the puck. And Howardchuk trying to get that elusive 50-goal mark. It's closing in very rapidly.
48th goal of the year for Howardchuk. Vancouver has now not only scored in 6 power plays, there have been 2 shorthanded goals against.
Maybe they can decline the next power play opportunity.
A shorthanded goal, Howardchuk unassisted. That's 10-18. 6-4 Winnipeg. The T dumped it in. LeMay shot blocked. Shorthanded goals by Campbell and Howardchuk in a 6-4 Winnipeg lead. Campbell's goal gave the Jets a 4-3 lead at one stage. Vancouver came back to tie it, but now the Jets lead by 2. Howardchuk and Hallward race to the puck. Stan Smale to Thomas Gradin. Ran into Babbitt. And that was the end of that run. Big Dave Babbitt decking Thomas Gradin. Ron Wilson. Shot. Brodeur stopped it. Staggers back. And the Jets are back at full strength. So the Canuck power play scoreless in 6. And those 2 big shorthanded goals again. And the crowd responding to the Jets changing on the move with a 6-4 lead with 8:25 left. Gillis bumping Nill. Gillis gets the puck. Lost it to Bosman. Good traffic in front of the Vancouver bench, and Ellett winds up with the puck. Curtin couldn't control it. Ellett starts up to Smale down the middle. Offside. Well, on Friday, March the 29th, the Manitoba Jets old-timers will play St. James Canadians Juniors in a benefit hockey game, followed by a reception honoring Winnipeg native and former NHL player Bill Justa. And could he hit? Proceeds will benefit Manitoba Amateur Hockey. Tickets are $5, can be purchased at various Winnipeg sporting goods stores. Also at the door of the St. James Civic Center on the night of the game, Friday, March the 29th. You don't remember Bill Jusda, do you, Gary? A little before your time.
I've heard of him. What you said about him is true, the way he could hit.
Rick Lance with the puck. Savage slowing him up. Lance going for the net. Centered it. Campbell cleared it away. 7:42 left in the third period. Steen in on Neely. Steen shot way off the target. Gillis coming out with Neely. Gillis was a fine junior in Sherbrooke. A first-round pick in '77. Didn't get through that Winnipeg defense. And the Jets appear to be clamping down here, sensing a victory, which would be a club record 8th in a row. Mark Curtin right in. Curtin hooked by Campbell. And Wade Campbell will go to the penalty box, but that's a penalty he had to take. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Ford and Mercury, Ford's Price Buster.
Ford, best built North American quality. Best 84 sales increase, and now our best deals. On our best-selling nameplates, 85 Tempo and Topaz, save $1,200 with the purchase of our special value package. And get Ford's new 5-year DuraGuard warranty. Take delivery by March 31st. Make no monthly payments till June 85. Buy now and save. Ford and Mercury March Price Busters.
We can't be outdone at Ford. Quality is job one.
You'll never get into the coach's doghouse by taking a penalty to save a goal, and that's exactly what Wade Campbell did, as Curtin had a step on him, so he hooked him from behind. And the way the Vancouver power play has been going, that's a pretty good play.
That's a pretty good dive, too, by Mark Curtin, by the looks of it, as he was hooked, but he seemed to be regaining his balance and then mysteriously fell to the ice. 2 minutes to Wade Campbell for hooking, as Hayward makes a save and covers up the puck. The way the Canuck power play is going, maybe they just don't even want it here. They're 0 for 6. They're in their 7th. And they must be getting a little bit edgy, wondering about those shorthanded goals.
Now, that shot by Petit from the point was only the 3rd registered by the Vancouver Canucks in this 3rd period. So the momentum has certainly shifted to the Winnipeg end of the ice, as they've controlled not only the latter part of the 2nd period, but all of this 3rd period.
7:05 left in the 3rd period. Jets leading 6-4. Howard, Chuck, and Sundstrom on this faceoff. Lansky to the point to Petit. Wrist shot stopped and held, then swept aside by Hayward. And Ron Wilson cleared it to the line, but not out. Tony Tandy, there's Lansky all alone in front, but the pass forced him to the corner. Lansky out of the corner. The rookie's pinned on the inboards by Picard. And here comes Wilson. Lost the puck to Petit. Ron Wilson, number 24, out there killing the penalty. He was part of the Marlies Memorial Cup team in Toronto in 1975. He's been up and down between the National League and the minors. Always gives it his best. Does a good workmanlike job. An excellent skater. Out there killing the penalty. Now Doug Hallward brings it in to Tandy. Couldn't get the shot. Howard Chuck cleared it, not out. Good effort by Sundstrom to keep it in. The shot stopped by Hayward. Petit goes to the puck. Petit from the corner. Tandy from the inboards. Picard winds up with the puck and gets time to clear it out.
You know, one thing about the Vancouver Canucks that you can't fault them, Jim, is their work effort. They are really putting out every single guy in the hockey club. When you have to go in the corner, they're going in the corner, they're skating, and they're really making the Jets work in tonight's game.
That's right, especially when you consider their situation in the standings. They've been out of the race for a long time, really. And when a team in this situation does get down in the 3rd period, you might expect a real sag, but they keep working, and here comes McNabb in on Waters. And Waters took him out very effectively. And there's 24 seconds left in the penalty to Campbell. Stan Smeal to Peter McNabb. Smeal going to the loose puck. Oh, tipped away by Waters. Made a big play. Daigneault. Skriko shot wide, just missed the net. Rick Lance controlling in the neutral zone. 6 seconds left in the Jets penalty, and the Canucks are still without a goal on their power play. Skriko. Smeal's weak shot stopped and poked loose. Still in play. Steal out of the corner. Daniel. Hayward easily saw that one and turned it aside. Smale. Got Howard-Chuck with him. Smale. Howard-Chuck to the corner. Neely bumped him. And Cam Neely, a 19-year-old from Maple Ridge, British Columbia, put it back in the net to J.J. Daniel, who's also 19. Lost the puck in his own zone. Mullen in there forechecking. Steals the puck. Mullen centering it. Tipped away from Bosman right in front. LeMay stopped to get away from the check by Picard with 4:22 left. Jets 6, Canucks 4. And an offside at the Vancouver line, stopping the play. So the big shorthanded goal by Howard-Chuck as the Jets with that 2-goal lead.
For years, computer companies have attacked IBM's hold on data processing, only to be slapped down. Again and again. Some were too small, some too slow, and some just didn't have the weapons to fight back. Until Wang. Wang mini computers have the firepower to blow IBM data processing right out of the office. Just give us a shot. Wang, we're gunning for IBM.
36-year-old Barry Long on your left, 41-year-old Ron Smith. On your right, from Cambridge, Ontario, Harry Neal, the general manager coach of the Canucks, is away scouting right now, so Ron Smith and Jack McElhargy coaching the team on this road trip. And wins in Buffalo and in New Jersey, but there's only 4 minutes left in this one, and the Jets lead it by 2. Harry Turnbull tipping it in the Canucks zone as Petit goes to the puck. Steen moves into check and steals. Steen centering it. Arneal shot. Brodeur stopped it. And Richard Brodeur grabs the puck. And now another Hockey Night in Canada update. Here's Dave Hodge.
Midway through the third period at St. Louis, the Minnesota North Stars are within 1 of the Blues. The North Stars firing the puck and heading for the scramble around Rick Wamsley. He thought it was between his legs, but Dirk Graham put it in the middle of the net. The Minnesota rookie has cut the Blues lead to 1.
What a story that Dirk Graham is. He was drafted years ago by Vancouver after playing junior in Regina. He kicked around in the International League, the Central League. He's been around about 10 years, and now he's in the National Hockey League and getting some goals for the North Stars.
Something like Warren Young for Pittsburgh.
That's right. Don't give up on some of these guys. They get a chance, and look what happens. Lantier. Ellett moves to check in. 3:35 left in the third period. Puck hit the referee, and Lance's shot hit the post. The crowd responded there when the puck hit Bob Myers near the corner. What a job, referee. They cheer when you get hit with the puck. A trip by Rick Lance on Brian Mullen. Lance takes a penalty, and the Winnipeg Jets with a 2-goal lead have happy fans as they go on a power play.
Panasonic brings advanced video optics to color TV. CompuFocus with data grade. It creates a picture that rivals reality. And now, for something once impossible. TV with stereo sound. This Panasonic can actually receive full stereo broadcasts for color TV with sound and picture that's so incredible it rivals reality. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Now Rick Lance gets the penalty on the hook against Brian Mullen, and it was kind of funny watching Mullen skate up the ice. Rick Lance will hook him from behind. Mullen will go down, and from that position, he's looking behind. All right, is the referee going to call it? If he does, then I'll get up.
Lance for hooking, 16:44. We've now had 106 minutes in penalties, and as quite often the case, they've teamed down in the final period. After all those penalties in the first 2 periods. We've had 56 minutes to Winnipeg, 50 to Vancouver. The Jets have had 2 power play goals. And there's traffic in front of the net again. And watch Jim Nill screening Richard Brodeur in front of the net, giving his old teammate a tough time. Skriko racing after the puck. Babbage gets to it first. Sundstrom gets the puck. Puts it right in. It deflects off the stick of Jim Nill, who came all the way back to tip that pass away. Nill went from front of one goal to the front of the other to make that defensive play. Babbage to Smale, coming in on Hallward. Smale to the point to Babbitt. Nil, checked by Hallward. Butcher goes in to get the puck. It's kicked to Boschman. 1:12 left in the Jet power play. Corey Boschman going to the front is Babbage. The pass didn't quite get through as Smale tried to set him up.
Jim, one area of the game of skill required by a player is the ability to use his feet to kick the puck from his skates to his stick, and we've seen that on numerous occasions, how players are able to do that so very effectively. You know, looking at the Vancouver situation tonight, as I had mentioned before, the effort has been there. They've worked hard. The problems they got into was the inability to capitalize on the power play, and also those giveaways have been very costly in their own end. Overhandling the puck, they've been stripped a couple of times. 2 shorthanded goals against.
Curtin wins the draw. Lidster puts it high off the glass, and it's tipped out. 13,640 announced as the attendance in Winnipeg tonight. The Winnipeg Arena seats 15,250. A breakaway, McLean right in. Brodeur stopped them. And Mullen just missed on the rebound. McLean in the clear. Didn't beat Richard Brodeur. Mullen shoots, missed the net. 37 seconds left in the Vancouver penalty. Ellett, the shot, Brodeur stopped it. Lidster tried to clear it out. Couldn't get it off the boards away from Mullen. And the Canucks really look like they're sagging right now as the Jets have lots of room to move around in the power play. From the point, Robert Picard to Dale Hawerchuk. Checked by Doug Lidster. Puts the puck to the other side and gets it out. Pretty heady play. 8 seconds left in the penalty to Rick Lance. Only 1:20 left on the clock. The Jets lead 6-4 in a battle here against the lowly Canucks as Lance's penalty expires with 1:14 left. And now another Hockey Night in Canada update. Here's Dave.
The St. Louis Blues again lead by 2 goals. The North Stars haven't been able to decide all year who should play goal. I wonder what this will do to their decision making. Gilles Meloche should have had that one from a long way out by Dave Barr.
Well, the goaltenders here tonight have been pretty busy. The shots on goal are now 31-28 in Vancouver's favor. But remember, they had 20 of those 31 shots in the first period. Campbell shooting it in. 1:10 left. Teams at full strength and some of the fans starting for home. Turnbull from back of the net. Trying to center it, hit Daigneault. Turnbull from the corner. Hit by Daigneault, knocking him down. Sundstrom gets the puck to Smale, and Brodeur is coming to the bench. Vancouver's pulling their goaltender when down by 2. And the puck is scooped back to center ice. This is the 19th time this year that Vancouver's pulled their goaltender in the last minute. That's how many close games they've been involved in as the puck was on a play. And of course, many of those games have been losses. They've scored 4 times in this situation as Brodeur sits down with 34 seconds left.
I was going to say, what a great opportunity to put Mullen on that ice and get his 30th goal. And you'd almost think I had a direct line to Barry Long, because that's exactly what he's doing, putting Hawerchuk's line out there and get that frustration over for Mullen, because everybody's trying to feed him and he's taking shots from well out and impossible angles. And I'm sure once he gets that 30th goal, everything will get back to normal again.
Well, there he is, and he knows that net is wide open. The length of the ice as Sundstrom and Hawerchuk face off. Winnipeg leading by 2 in the last minute. Get possession. McLean turning with the puck. Now Picard. Shot from center by Mullen. Hit the post. Can't get that goal. McLean from the corner. It hits Sundstrom. Mullen goes to the puck. In the corner to Hawerchuk. The Vancouver goal empty. Lance is playing goal. The shot blocked by Sundstrom. There's only 10 seconds left. Lance steered it away. Mullen's not going to get that 30th tonight. There's only 3 seconds left, but the Jets have got the victory, and it's their 8th in a row, winning it 6-4.
Well, today, this afternoon, we had the Philadelphia Flyers winning their 10th straight, and now we have the Winnipeg Jets winning their 8th, and certainly moving into a commanding position to get that home ice advantage and wrapping up second spot. Hayward was exceptional early. He had a lot of shots to face in that first period. Let in perhaps a couple of bad goals, but played strong after that. And then once the Jets got their stream going and that skating game going, they just overpowered the Vancouver Canucks.
The Jets 6, the Canucks 4. In just a moment, our Molson Cup 3-star selection.
Way back, when trains were steam, CN, you were the first to dot and dash your way across the country. Now the simple telegraph has grown. Today you harness satellites and give us power to make our business dealings fast as light. Our nation speaks to nations on your air. You help us talk together with an ease that would have made our fathers dizzy. And today, you run a service that will let a doctor in Vancouver listen to a child's heart beat in the Yukon. That's when we know, CN, just who you're in business for.
The Jets win it by a score of 6-4 and go temporarily at least 6 points in front of Calgary's Robert Picard and Stan Smeal, the 3 stars of this 6-4 victory. We'll return with more on Hockey Night in Canada in just a moment.
In Formula 2000, this is the car to beat. Burning up the endless road, testing SO engine oils at high speeds and under stress. It's part of our extensive research program to produce oils that give efficient engine performance, longer engine life. This testing and continual improvement is to give you the engine oils you deserve. We're determined to give you our best. That's how you make us better. So for SO, the road never ends.
Welcome to the game that has more ways to win.
Ben, what's a more way?
What?
As in more ways to win?
Well, the ticket you buy wins you a prize. That's more ways to win.
What? Oh, more way.
About 29 pounds. What a blast! More ways to win.
Than any lottery you know. That's Winterio.
WD-40 makes things go smoothly for every member of the family. Stuck with a lock that won't work? Spray it with WD-40. Dry out the wet ignition in your car. One spray quiets squeaky hinges. Even loosens hard water deposits on bathroom fixtures. Clean, protect, lubricate, repair. Almost anywhere around your house with WD-40. Go with the winner. WD-40. Enter our contest and you could win a brand new car. Pick up an entry form wherever you see these displays.
CIL Silex invites you to experience the colors of nature. Soft, subtle natural whites. Strong, durable natural stains with preservative. And rich, lasting natural tones. Come home to the colors of nature with the Silex Naturals, only from CIL. Natural whites bring beautiful hints of color to any room in your home. CIL Silex, a home's best friend.
Jets won at 6-4 over the Vancouver Canucks. These teams will play again on Wednesday night. And the Jets tonight will wait around and hear a score from Los Angeles. They're hoping for the Kings against the Calgary Flames, of course. But right now, Dale Howardchuk and company have done their job. And with 48 goals, I got to ask you about 50. It has to be right there, uppermost in your mind.
Yeah, well, I think I'm this close. You know, I might never get a chance again. You never know. We got what, 5 games left. I think I got a chance to do it. As long as I keep working hard, I'm sure I can get it.
Was there a point in this season that really built the foundation for what we're seeing now, for 8 wins in a row, for obviously the best hockey this team has ever played? What turned it around?
Well, it's hard to say. I think we've just gelled together as a team, and no question the success we've had on the road has been a big factor in the turnaround of this club. And You know, when you can win games on the road, it seems to make it easier at home, but it didn't tonight. But the guys have really pulled together, and we're playing for each other, and we got a good unit together now.
Some people say if you go back to a little dressing room conversation John Ferguson had with you, you could find nothing but good things since. Did that have anything to do with snapping the team out of a lethargic slump?
Well, it didn't hurt, that's for sure. And I think maybe it's just put in everybody's mind that, you know, we're up here, and he's got other guys that are going to maybe fold into the future. And if you don't do your job, maybe you won't be here. And I think a lot of guys have turned it around. And, you know, John Ferguson wants to win bad, and he's installing that attitude into a lot of these hockey players.
If you finish second, the standings will indicate that you're a better team than Calgary. But in the games you've played against the Flames, you haven't been. What has Calgary done, or what haven't you done, to make those results the way they've been?
Well, it's hard to say. Geez, we come up flat in their building so many times, and they've been good games in our building, but we just can't seem to get it going in the Saddle Dome. But you know, hopefully we can change that in the playoffs, and it's a new season in the playoffs, and that's what we're looking at.
You must also want to try to put as much distance between yourself and the Flames before those last two games. I mean, you could pretty well have second place locked up, perhaps, before you meet them in the last two.
Well, no question. You know, if we can get some help from LA, I think we're going to be right there. And we beat them in our building. I think we should sew up second place, but we definitely don't want to have that last game of the season come down to second place.
Okay, thanks, and congratulations to Dale Howardchuk, the Winnipeg captain, with a power play goal and a shorthanded goal, his 47th and 48th of the season, the winner and the clincher in tonight's victory over Vancouver. Hockey Night in Canada will return in just a moment.
Best built North American quality, and now our best deals on 85 Escort and Legs. Choose automatic transmission or flip-up roof and save up to $900. And on 85 Mustang and Capri, get over $900 worth of options at no extra cost, all with Ford's 5-year DuraGuard warranty. Take delivery by March 31st. Make no monthly payments till June 85. Buy now and save. March Price Busters.
We can't be outdone at Ford. Quality is job one.
This is really a battleground.
Patrick Watson takes an inside look at the law and the people who practice it. CBC Television presents Lawyers, Sunday night.
The Winnipeg Jets have been better than they were tonight, but they showed some of why they have been playing so well. Comeback capabilities, the ability to score, and some good goaltending by Brian Hayward in an otherwise ragged first period when Vancouver took 20 shots at the Winnipeg net. Let's look at the other scores in the NHL as we update you around the league. Not a terribly busy Saturday, but an interesting one, as they all are this late in the season. St. Louis has defeated Minnesota 4-2, so the North Stars have not yet clinched a playoff berth. Calgary and LA are underway, no score yet. Philadelphia beat New Jersey for 10 in a row this afternoon. Hartford over Boston 5-2. The Whalers are still mathematically alive. We bid you good night from the Winnipeg Arena.
Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.